What's up, everybody? You are tuned in to the Cris
Mo.
Podcast, episode 223, Big Energy Monday. Whatever you're doing, you're at home, you're at work. We appreciate y'all tapping into the live stream with us. If you're listening on the playback, we appreciate you too. Put a comment in the comments section. We got a lot to talk about. Wildcard weekend finished up this week. We all know who's going to the divisional round. Also, the semifinals of college football wrapped up. We know who's in the national championship. We're going to speak on that. We also going to talk about some coaching. Maul has a coaching hiring game that he wants to play. We're going to talk about the NFC South and some of their needs in the offseason, NBA news, and other things. But until we get into that, we got a special guest today. You see him in the comment section a lot. We brought him on the show. My guy, my family. Mark, how you feeling, man?
Well, it's good, man. It's good to be here. So now I'm able to interact, still having a bunch of keys and stuff throughout the day. But man, it's good to be here. Good to interact with good people, of course.
So, and of course, Mark, how you feeling, man? Yeah,
I feel good, man. I'm excited to have Mark, man. You know what I mean? We talked about the last couple episodes, so I'm excited to have him on so we can actually talk to him face to face. And man, I'm ready to do this episode, man. So let's get it going.
Before I get into that, did you have a good day yesterday, sir? Talking to you, man.
I did, yeah. No, I did. Like, bro, I didn't get too faded, but trust. We didn't go too hard. Like, yeah, my man, shout out to my man Flanagan, man. It was a rough day for him yesterday. He wasn't too happy about the end of the game. You know what I mean? Like, but hey, he took it in stride, man. He took it in stride. It was cracking down there though at the George, man. It was a lot of 49er fans, a lot of Eagles fans. Got pretty rowdy. There was this one gentleman who kept talking shit. He was a Niners fan. He was going wild, but it was all love and respect at the end of the day. So it was cool. So great times, man. But hey, man, I know we're gonna have a lot to talk about with that Eagles team. They look horrendous, man. They looked horrendous.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Let's kick this off with the college football semifinals, man. Pull this up real quick. So, where is it? Come on. Yeah. So Thursday we had Miami facing Ole Miss in the Fiesta Bowl. Game, it started off a little, it was a little, close, you know what I'm saying? It was close throughout the game, whatever. And then, at the end, Ole Miss, they had their chances to win this game. They had a little bit more seconds on the clock. They might have won this game. Chambliss, he made some plays when he needed to make some plays, but the star of this show was Malachi Tony. This dude is incredible. That dude is gonna be different. He's only a freshman. He's only gonna get better, people. We talk about Jeremiah Smith being that next generation wide receiver that's gonna come out next year in 2027. Well, Malachi Tony's gonna be right behind him because this dude is going to be a viable first round pick whenever he comes out, probably 2028, 2029, whatever. But this kid's gonna be special, and he was making plays all up and down. But the person I got to give my flowers to is Carson Beck. He made the plays when he needed to make the play, especially on their last drive score. He ran it in for a touchdown, but just driving down the field and making the plays when he needed to make. We all know his pass in Georgia. He would ultimately not make the big plays. He would throw a lot of interceptions and throw picks or whatever, but this time he didn't do that, and he made the plays, so I got to give him his flowers. But ultimately, Miami, they end up winning, and they will be staying home in Miami because the national championship is at home. But shout out to Ole Miss. They shouldn't hold their heads down. They fought, they battled to the end, but Miami was, they prevailed at the end. So, Mark, how you feeling about the Fiesta Bowl?
It was actually a fun watch, actually watching the entire game from start to finish. I mean, it lived up to the expectation that you want of a semifinal game, not a blowout, nothing crazy going off the rip and everything, but it was just, I'm sitting there watching that game and going through my mind and everything. I forgot who said it. I said, what were the odds of Beck running the table and going through, getting to where he is now? And now it's like the joke was on me. I'm like, man, this dude actually there. He actually got him right. And as you said, I mean, it's a testament to the coach, everything, turn that program. Am I going to sit there and say that the U is back? I don't know. It's like they still got one more game to go. So they ain't been there since 2003, I think it was. But they peaking at the right time. Sometimes that's all that matters. It's like in in any league, it's like if momentum is on your side, you're unstoppable. And they just basically having their way and doing what they need to do. I mean, it started off as a good defensive game, then it started going back for a tussle and going back and forth. And I kept saying, like, if this dude settled for a field goal, which was good to see that this team decided to go out there for the win. Because I just hate that when these coaches want to just settle, kick field goals, and play for overtime. They wanted it more, and they deserve to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I thought this game was an amazing game. I think both of these teams definitely made both of their programs, should be proud of them. You know what I mean? Especially with Ole Miss, what they had to go through with the whole coaching change. And let's be honest, like that last play, they could have easily called a pass interference call. Obviously, it wouldn't have put them down at the 1, but it would have gave them another opportunity, maybe a little better play call that they could have got a little bit more creative on. But overall, man, shout out to Miami. I think another person that should get a lot of love, minus Malachi Tony, who I agree with Chris. I think he's going to be an amazing talent going into the future. Like, he's doing this already as a true freshman. You can only imagine when he's going to be like 2-3 years down the line. I think Mark Fletcher needs to get some love too. He made a lot of big key runs. You know what I mean? Like, that man was a man amongst boys, man. No one, this whole playoff run, man, he's made a lot of big key runs. You know what I mean? And I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he is. I don't know if he's like a junior, sophomore. Or senior. I'm not really sure where he is. But I think that's a running back you can look at towards, in the NFL as well. I'm not saying he's going to be like a top pick, but I think he could be like a third round quality type of running back who can maybe surprise some people in the league and maybe be a actual like starting running back. I think he has potential to be that. So, and then I also agree. I think Carson Beck, he kind of showed a lot, like with just his poise, especially with that final drive. With Ole Miss getting that late lead, and then him being able to dissect that defense all the way down, and obviously get the key big run to get the go ahead touchdown to seal the deal. It was actually kind of cool. I know we all talk a little bit about Carson Beck and how inconsistent he is, and maybe he's not like the most, fan favorite as far as like, quarterbacks going into the next league. But, people got to remember his story, him coming off that devastating elbow injury, and for him to be able to bounce back and take this team to the national championship, well, at being at home, something I don't think I've never seen in college football with a national championship game like this. It's going to be interesting to see how, the atmosphere is, I mean? I know we're going to talk about Indiana, but Indiana fans travel really well. So I'm going to be very curious to see how that layout is with both of these fan bases. Does Miami show out, or do they be cute and, just try to, not go ahead and support this team? I think it's going to be very interesting. But, shout out to Miami. Is Miami back? I think they are. I think with them being national title contenders, I think they could be consistent title contenders as long as Mario Cristobal is there. And, I think they're going to get – I think the eyes of Florida athletes are on Miami right now. You know what I mean? I think Florida needs to be worried. I think and I'm a Gator guy. I think they need to be worried. I think the Florida State Seminoles need to be worried. Miami's coming, and at the end of the day, they're acting like an SEC squad right now. And I know there's been a lot of conversations with that, but they looking like an SEC squad. So shout out to them.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, they showed up when they needed to show up. Now I hear you, Maul, with the whole holding at the end, but they never called that at the end.
No, it was clear holding, but I get it. But they could have called it. But again, I think, not to cut you off, I think it was perfectly placed because it did. I don't think the referee clearly saw it the way the bodies were. It was too close to kind of tell. But during video review, you could easily see he held him. But it is what it is.
Yeah, we don't like referees. We don't like referees trying to dictate the outcome of the game anyway. It's like, just let them play it out, and it's just what it is. And it's blatant and obvious, fine. But like you said, the angle, stuff like that, I get it. It's just the moment itself.
No, for sure. But we all know that if it was our teams, we would be bitching, we would be complaining. So we got to be 50-50. We got to be like, you got to take the full scope. Like, I agree. Like, I don't want referees to ruin the game, but if I'm an Ole Miss fan, I have every right to be pissed off because that in technicalities, that should be a holding call. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all get what happens at the end of the game. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Let's switch over to the Peach Bowl. Indiana dominated Oregon from the start. The game wasn't even close. Oregon shot themselves consistently in the foot. They looked like they weren't ready. They looked like deers in headlights in this game, and it was over before it started. Man, it was 35-7 by halftime. And then coming out the half, Indiana did not let up. They came out rolling 42-7, and at the end of the day, it was 56-22. Fernando Mendoza was amazing. Maul, now he is a full-on Fernando Mendoza fan because he knows
that's my quarterback, man. That's my quarterback. That's my quarterback.
Oh man, but no, shout out to Indiana, man. They just steamrolling everybody. This team is in amongst boys, literally, but they are out there steamrolling everybody. And the crazy part is a lot of people saying that this might not even be Cinetti's best team because he's got a lot of good recruits coming over. So it's going to be interesting to see this national championship game, like Maul said. I'm sure Indiana's excited. Mark Cuban, he's front and center now, donating to this program, getting all the recruits with the money, you know what I'm saying, transfer portal, whatever. So they're going to be viable for a long time. Cincinnati, I'm not trying to – he's got a while to go, but he might be this era's Nick Saban. He might be. Might be. We'll see. He still got a long way to go, but I'm just saying, man, this dude, he just no emotion on the sideline. Everybody's cheering and happy, and he's like, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It'd be interesting to see how he looks if they win the national championship. But shout out to Indiana, man. They came in Oregon, man. It's just it was just not y'all year, man. Y'all ran into a buzzsaw, just like everybody else. It'd be different if Indiana was on tight games in the playoffs or whatever, but you just ran into a buzzsaw, man, and that's what Indiana is this year. So, but shout out to Oregon. They had a good season, man, and it'd be interesting to see what Dante Moore does. He has a big decision. Does he go to the draft? Does he stay one more year? We're already hearing that the Timu Mahomes is committed to Oregon.
I think that says that he's strongly considering going to the NFL. I mean, personally.
Well, there's a report that's saying that he's willing to sit. So
that makes no sense. I don't know. I don't know how career-wise that makes sense. I think that makes you out of sight, out of mind. So I just don't get that.
But yeah, so we'll see what Dante Moore do. If I was him, I'd probably come out.
At this point,
your draft stock is still high. The Jets will not pass on you. I know people don't want to go to the Jets, but hey, man, you gotta do what you gotta do. You can't pick and choose where you want to go. You know what I'm saying? You just got to get drafted and make the best of the situation you can. And if it don't work out, hey, you go to another team. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But shout out to Oregon. But, hey, Indiana's a buzzsaw, man. But, Mark, how did you feel, man?
Did y'all see the crowd like in that game when they were showing? It looked like a true road game. I mean, I'm sitting thinking it's going to be neutral site. Nope. But Indiana fans travel well. That's what's going to make it very intriguing as far as how that looks going to the national championship games. Like, is this going to be a road, feel like a road game? I mean, it shouldn't because it's Miami's backyard. So that'll be interesting going forward. But also an honorable mention to everything. Shout out to Nick Saban, man, because this is a testament to the coaching tree. Because all four of them, the remaining coaches, were part of the Nick Saban coaching tree. And just come to show how good and how talented and what he does and what he brings up and, just quality, as far as from the recruiting and the kind of influence that he has and how they coach. And it was just the emotion. It was almost like watching him, Cignetti, how he runs. It was like a mixture of Saban and Todd Bowles, no emotion. They score a touchdown, no emotion. They get a pick, no emotion. They block a punt, no emotion. But I think it's just more so a guy who's he's such a disciplinarian. I've been saying it all year. They've been the most disciplined team all year long. I mean, and I can speak on from probably more so the college and pro level. And those are the kind of coaches that we've been missing nowadays because you got to deal with these egos and stuff like that. And, we're talking about people like Sirianni. I'm sure we'll get on that in a little bit later on. But those are the kind of coaches that's been missing in these leagues and why some of these players are able to perform and why they're performing at a high level. That's why Indiana has just separated themselves from where they are now compared to all the other teams. It was basically Indiana, and then it's the rest. Am I saying it's going to be the outcome as far as they going forward to the national championship game? Sometimes we see the weirdest things where the dog shows up, and then it could be one of those like even back then, like back in 2003, where it was who was it, Texas and USC, and the Texas shocked the world and everything. Yeah. It could be one of those. Who knows? That could happen. But as you were saying, yeah, just Oregon, they just from the pick six right out the gate, they just weren't ready. I mean, so I called a blowout when they were in, just kind of like watching the tape as far when they were playing in Oregon, but just like with the crowd and all that moved, they just didn't have a chance.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. I think your Nick Saban comment was right on the dot. I was thinking that the whole time. I think low key we still in the Nick Saban era because about 70% of the coaches that were in the playoffs all came from Nick Saban coaching trees. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, all those programs who have those coaches, man, they're headed in great directions. Indiana just, at the end of the day, Cris knows. Cris said it before. That's my quarterback, man. Fernando Mendoza looks amazing. It looks like at the end of the day, like the numbers, he only threw for like 177 yards, but he had 5 TDs. He only missed 3 throws. Like the consistency, some of the he threw NFL spot. He threw NFL balls. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I don't want to hear anybody talk about Fernando Mendoza and these conversations where you're hearing that they don't know if he's a true NFL quarterback. He's a true NFL quarterback. He's 6'5". Yeah. He looks a lot. He reminds me a lot of. I'm not saying he's going to be this, especially how well he's been performing in his early years as an NFL quarterback. He looks a little bit like Drake May to me. The way he throws the ball, his stature, his precision with the ball. Now, hopefully, he can have the same impact that Drake May has. Like, obviously, we got to wait and see. Obviously, Drake May went into his first year was not a really great year. They built that team up, and now we see that they're the number 1 seed in the AFC. I think we could have that possibility too. Now, do we have a lot to work on? We do. The Patriots had a lot of work on too, but they were within 2 years. They were able to establish a culture and establish a real team around him to the point where they're able to make this kind of leap. In a 2-year span. Obviously, my Raiders, they got a lot to do, but it is possible. So that leaves a lot of hope for me. This Indiana team is very dominant, man. That O-line is probably the best O-line I've seen all year. Those guys, all of those 5 guys that I've seen, man, they look like they about like 6'8", weigh about 350, 360 pounds, man, and they're very athletic bigs. The running backs that they have like a 2-3 man rotation with Indiana that's really deep. I love the receiver. What's my man's name? Elijah Surratt. He's amazing, bro. He makes big catch after big catch. There's a lot of Raider fans who are just like, yo, draft him too. If he's available in the 2nd, 3rd round, draft him. And I agree. Like he makes big time catches, kind of like a little bit like an Amon-Ra St. Brown to me, where it's just like he like no matter where he's at, he's gonna catch the ball. Like I haven't seen him drop the ball at all this whole playoff run, even some of the big games that they've had earlier in the year. So I think Indiana deserves to be big time favorites going into this game. I agree with you, Mark. Like I just think that there is a point where I'm very curious to see how the fan bases are going into this game. How I said earlier, I want to know what that split looks like because Miami's at home. Like I feel like me personally, if this is a true college football city, there is no reason why Indiana should outpace as far as like the numbers from Miami fans to Hoosier fans. Like I think it should be like a 60-40 ratio at the worst. You know what I mean? Like because you should go out there and support your team. Like it's in your own backyard. There's no excuses for Miami fans not to show up to this game, man. This is the biggest game y'all have had since probably the early 2000s. Like make it count. Now I know Indiana, they're going to show out, man, because this is like their Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Colts fell off, feel bad for them with some of the injuries that coincide with that team. But Indiana football is here. You know what I mean? We've all known Indiana to be a college basketball college, but the football has been taken over. So I'm very curious to see how the whole game plan is, because you got that defensive line from the Miami Hurricanes, who are legit. I know they lost one of their key guys, but you still got Bain on there. I'm very curious to see how they compete with that Indiana O-line. I think that's pretty much going to be the story of the game right there. Minus, like Fernando Mendoza and the Carson Beck. competition right there. But I think that's going to be the key battle. Can Bane and this defensive line have any sort of penetration with this Indiana squad? So I know we'll talk more about that as the days get closer to the game, but I think that's just something to look at. But my question to you is, what is your thoughts with Dante Moore, man? Do you think after what you've seen from the game that he had against Indiana, and obviously we got the reports of Dylan Raiola potentially, well, obviously officially signing with Oregon. What do you think he should go do? Do you think he should go out and commit to the draft, or do you think he should take his talents elsewhere to another college?
I mean, it depends on your perspective and as far as how you see it. I personally think he should wait one more. I personally think he should go one more year. Just be able to develop himself, to be able to get maybe go to another school and everything. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, he's out there, he's on tape and everything. Where are those potential leads where he could go? Not sure that's something that they're looking forward to, but I would say get one more year so that way he can really boost up his stock. Because really, like you said, it's the Raiders' decision. It should be an easy decision. You go with Mendoza, you go with youth, he has a high level IQ. He's basically at the top. He's gonna be the cream of the crop when it comes to quarterbacks, and not whether Moore comes out or not. But for Moore, if he really wants to go back and be that number one pick, get that top money, I think he has a potential to be. Go to another school, let Raiola. I mean, that's what Oregon want to do, take the reins. I thought that was strange, but it is what it is. But one more year, that's what I would say with Moore. If he comes out, I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes, that it could translate into something different. We don't know. I mean, I don't know. It works out for some quarterbacks. Sometimes it doesn't. But I would probably say at least one more year.
What do you think, Chris? You think Dante Moore should come out, or do you think he should transfer, stay, sit out, kind of like what you hinted at?
For business purposes, I would say come out, because I do think that he won't be no higher than what he is right now, unless he just balls out next year. But the risk would be high. Maybe he gets hurt. Maybe he plays bad next year. If he goes to another program, will he fit into that program? If he stays at Oregon, he still will have, say what you want about Dylan Raiola, but let's just say he has a couple bad games. Dylan Raiola is going to be on the shoulder. You know what I'm saying? So you'll have that issue. But as far as him goes, a smart play, I would say he goes back. I still think that he needs another year of seasoning. I do. I just, and if you want to take that risk, I'm not mad at the young man. That's the problem with these young boys anyway. They don't like competition. That's why they jump in the transfer portal and go run somewhere else instead of competing for the job like we used to see back in the day. So, personally, if I was his father, I would be like, stay. You need another year. So I don't think you're ready for the NFL yet, especially going to the Jets. I'm sorry, New York, but y'all eat quarterbacks up and chew them out and spit them out. Y'all just do. I don't care how good they are. You just do. You know what I'm saying? And y'all don't have a stable enough culture yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Aaron Glenn can't provide that. Maybe second year, New York Jets do start looking like a viable place to go to. But till we see it, it still looks like a mess over there. What's his name? Woody Johnson. He's a horrible owner. He does nothing good for them. You know what I'm saying? So if I was his agent, if I was his dad, mother, whatever, I would tell him you need another year. You know what I'm saying? You need another year of development, because that national championship, and we've seen it all through the season too. You know what I'm saying? He'll have his highs, but then he'll have his lows. You know what I'm saying? I just think he needs more snaps. That's all. That's what me and Ma have been saying about Arch Manning. He just needed more snaps. Lenora Sellers need more snaps. You know what I'm saying? Lagway need more snaps. You know what I'm saying? You need more development. The more snaps you have, the better you'll be prepared for the league. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing for these dudes to be like 24, 25. It's like, all right, bro. Ain't no much more development you can get, brother. Like, it's time to put that resume in and Indeed. You know what I'm saying? So, but outside of that, yeah, I think Dante Moore should go back another year. But if he does come out, I'm not mad at it.
Like, I agree with y'all. I don't think Dylan Raiola should scare Dante Moore at all. I'm not a fan of Dylan Raiola. I think he's overhyped. I just think that he became famous because he wanted to copy y'all boy. That is it. That is the only reason. Like, you know, some people like he wanted to throw like him and all that, and some people had this glossy eye that, oh man, we might have found the next Patrick Mahomes. Brother, he's nothing like Patrick Mahomes. He can't even tie his shoes at this point. He don't even need to be on the same block, same neighborhood, same zip code, same city, same state. Hell, even the same country. He need to be international. Brother ain't close. Like, he's terrible. I'm sorry. He's terrible. And coming off an injury, I'm like, come on, man. Dante Moore, you know that you know the Oregon offense. I don't even understand why they even signed Dylan Raiola. Maybe it was just for safety measures because they don't know what Dante Moore is going to do. I can understand that. But Dante Moore, he knows the system. He's comfortable with the players that they have. Those players are going to ride with Dante Moore more so than Dylan Raiola. I just don't know how, if you're a college athlete, you look at Dylan Raiola and is like, I want this man to lead me. Like, nah, I'm good. Like, he hasn't shown
it. It's kind of on track with Oregon. Think about it. Bo Nix. Yeah, he was an outcast from Auburn. He wasn't that good. People looked at him all kinds of crazy, and then he went to Oregon and balled out.
Yeah, but Bo Nix wasn't trying to be Tom Brady. Bo Nix wasn't trying to be Drew Brees. He wasn't trying to dress like Drew Brees. He wasn't trying to have the female like Drew. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that Bo Nix was an acquired taste for Auburn, and that's one of the reasons why he had to leave. But we saw the talent. We saw certain games where Bo Nix I could see him being good. Tell me the game that Dylan Raiola showed you he can lead the team to a playoff deep run. I'm still waiting to see it. I'm still, especially, brother, you are attaching yourself to one of the greatest football players of all time. You are copying him. You're walking like him. You're doing his pregame warmups like him. You're talking to females like him. Like, bro, you're even trying to sound like him. Like what? Nah, bro. I'm cool. I'm cool. Nice. Dante, relax, baby. You need another year. We all know you can be great. We know this. We see it. I think Dante Moore can be amazing. I think he could definitely be a top 3 pick, even no matter what quarterbacks come out next year. I think he could potentially be up there with Arch Manning. I really, really do. But he needs another year, bro. He needs another year, man. He needs more snaps and more reps.
And you know how this stuff goes, man. We project some of these quarterbacks being in the top of these drafts or whatever, and then the season happens, and it's like, yeah, dude's really not that good. Nah. You know what I'm saying?
Even with these drafts with these potential quarterbacks, like no one saw Jaden Daniels being a top 3 quarterback when he first started that year when he came out. No one assumed a lot of these cats. Who was the other cat? Drake May. CJ Stroud had his doubts. Joe Burrow came out of nowhere. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like he couldn't even win his position battle when he was at Ohio State. That's why he went to LSU. You know what I mean? So getting back to my quarterback, that's why I don't understand people with these conversations about Fernando Mendoza not being a true NFL quarterback. Like, brother, there's people out there saying that. There's people out there saying he's a fourth round quarterback. I'm like, what? Yeah. Like, what are we talking about? He's out there dissecting. He went out there and beat Ohio State. That was considered one of the best defenses in a very long time. He went out there and dominated Alabama, made them look like they shouldn't even belong in the same division. And then we saw what he just did to Oregon. Like, what? Like, come on, man. We got to stop overthinking and overanalyzing the room when it comes to draftees. You see the videotape. You see who's good, who's inconsistent, who needs to think about like certain things they need to work on. Chris, if I ask you, you see Fernando Mendoza, does he look like the best quarterback in this draft? Does he look like a first-round draft pick to you?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I told you, I saw it in Cal.
It's not even close.
Now that you saw him with a bigger program, he did something that what was the quarterback last year? We saw what Indiana looked like last year when they played Notre Dame in that playoff. They looked like they didn't even deserve to be on the same field. 1 year later, all you added was pretty much Mendoza, maybe a couple other players and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's pretty much the same team that they had last year. It's night and day. They look like clear cut the best team in the whole league, in the whole nation, and it ain't even close.
He's everything that you want in a quarterback and everything. He's leading the room. He definitely has a high influence. He's playing at a high level, and it's basically reciprocating. I mean, it's a testament to the coach as far as like how you build those. It's like not just the player itself, but the character, and they're just a powerhouse. It's like they're just doing what they need to do and take care of business and blowing. They ain't blowing teams out for no reason. They going out there and just taking care of business. And Mendoza deserved to be a high pick if he's the Raiders. And that's part of the other side of it too, because even so we talk about Drake May and also talk about with Vrabel. I said if Vrabel had the right quarterback, he'll be right there in the mix. And look what's happened, even in the NFL level. Same thing you could say about with Mendoza and everything. Whoever the Raiders' next head coach is, sometimes that could be the very difference as far as changing that culture and having that good combination. We always talk about even with the Chiefs and everything. You have the right GM, the right coach, and the right quarterback. You can be a powerhouse. Same thing with the Raiders. You can see that all over again next year. Right coach, right quarterback. If the GM get it together, they could be a threat too, just as simple as a light switch. It could happen.
Yeah, no, it can. That's why I find it idiotic. I'm already burnt out with this whole process of people commenting on what the Raiders should do. Like, I don't know if y'all saw the Jeff Saturday shit when he was on Get Up, where he was pretty much saying the Raiders shouldn't even draft a quarterback. They should trade back, get some pieces, and build around. But I'm like, why would you do that when you have a quarterback that's right in your hands? I get it that you want pieces to be perfect around him. But at the end of the day, get the quarterback. That's the toughest position to get. If the quarterback is there, you get the quarterback and you worry about everything else later. People tend to forget the Raiders have $100 million plus in cap flexibility that they can do whatever they want to do with. They have the potential to trade Max Crosby. My guy, I love Max. I want him to be a Raider for life. But we could potentially get 2 first-round picks for Max Crosby. If that is on the table, you kind of got to do that. So potentially we could have him, 2 extra first-round picks, whether it be for this year, next year, whatever the case may be, whatever the year may be, plus all the other draft assets that we have, plus the $100 million in cap space. We've seen teams go from 4-13, 4 whatever, to being 14-3. We just see it with the Patriots right now. We saw it with the Commanders with Jaden Daniels. So why can't it happen to the Raiders? I get it. We've been a dysfunctional team, but so was the Commanders. So was the Patriots for a little bit. So was a lot of these teams. The Texans, when they got CJ Stroud had that great year. The Cincinnati Bengals, we know how god awful of an organization they are. Joe Burrow was able to give them some solid years before he started really getting hurt. So I just think it's idiotic for people to kind of say things like that, and it's getting more and more tiresome hearing it about a week, and we haven't even hit February yet. So I gotta temper my emotions, man, because that's kind of annoying. No. Stop talking about my boy Mendoza, man. Stop talking about my quarterback. He was
ain't even necessary. I mean, I think it's like with the Raiders, they just need the right voice and the right leader too, and he could be that guy. You already got something with Genty building up behind that too. And as you said, the idea for them trading Crosby makes more sense. And not only do you get a new voice and everything, but you can rebuild. You rebuild it the right way, get more assets and everything. I think that's the right way for the Raiders to go going forth. But Mendoza being anything less than a first round or being outside the top 10 that's absolutely a trash statement. But they should be top 10.
Raiders, top and 10. One thing about my Raiders, Mark Davis, please stay out the way. Mark Davis, please stay out the way. And then I'm hearing reports about Jim Gray again. Why is Jim Gray involved with the Raiders?
Jim Gray.
He used to be a sports announcer for like NBC.
Yeah. Why?
So now there's reports of him having some voice alongside of, because I guess he was one of the key figures on how he got Tom Brady the part ownership with the Raiders and stuff like that. So now he feels like he has a say of certain things. And there's a report that came out today about Jim Gray. They need to figure out that's like, Jim Gray, please stay the fuck away from any kind of decision making of the Raiders. Please do not mess this up. Raiders, it's on a gold platter for you. You have the quarterback there. You have the cap flexibility. You can potentially get the free agents. You have the draft class. You have next year. Make it happen. Let Tom Brady and John Spytek do their job. Please, I beg you.
Yeah. Hey.
Because if you mess this up, my God, I'm throwing myself off the Grand Canyon, though.
I know we'll probably get into the national championship on Wednesday, Mo. But Mark, what's your thoughts on the national championship?
It's the ideal game that you want. I mean, it's in Miami's backyard. So, like Maul said it earlier and everything, there should be no reason why it should be nothing but a sea of red out there. It should be well balanced, like you said, about 60-40, red and orange. It should be a good battle as far as like that one. Anything can happen. It kind of gives me those vibes and everything where you had the Texas that came out and shocked the world, mess around, beat USC. It has that kind of feel to where it could happen. It's like we've seen teams that dominated all year, and then it comes to the big moment, and then they come short. I'm not saying that's going to happen because I firmly believe I think Mendoza and them, they probably will get it done, but it should be a really good game. I don't expect it to be a blowout. I expect that game to be maybe in the 30s both ways. I think Miami's going to throw a punch. I like this coach what Cristobal is doing. It's going to be a dogfight down in South Beach.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And like I said, me and Maul preview the national championship. Mm-hmm. Maybe we can talk about it a little bit on Monday too. Mm-hmm. All right, man. Let's get into some NBA news. Maul, you got some NBA news?
Yeah, I got some NBA news. First up, reports of Ja Morant being on the trading block for the Memphis Grizzlies. Obviously, there's been a lot of turmoil. He got suspended earlier this year with obviously him butting heads with the head coach that they have. Obviously, there's also been reports that there's been a little bit of turmoil in the locker room that came out today. My thoughts for you is, where could y'all potentially see Ja Morant getting traded? Also note, from reports, they think the trade value will be based around the same as what Trae Young was traded for. So expiring contracts, stuff like that. I know the Memphis Grizzlies said they were kind of looking for young players and some draft capital, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. But with all that said, where can y'all potentially see Ja Morant getting traded to? Or who would you like to see him get traded to?
Who needs a guard to just get them over the top? That's just what I'm kind of trying to run down the list of the NBA. That's what I'm trying to figure that out. Because, yes, he does. I do believe he did. I said it even before, maybe even last year. He's like he needed a new destination where you get a fresh start and stuff like that instead of being pinned down to all these past incidents and stuff like that, and the opportunity for him to grow. It just depends on which team actually needs a point guard. I just can't think. I just can't think off the top of my head right now. As far as
let's see who you got. You got the Minnesota Timberwolves. I know they're in potential talks for getting point guard. You have the Houston Rockets. But there are reports that Fred VanVleet could come back by playoff time, so that's something you can look at. You also have potentially maybe the Atlanta Hawks. I know they did trade away Trae Young, but you got CJ McCollum. That's another expiring, so you could potentially do that depending on how they feel about Ja Morant. I think the Orlando Magic should be something that should be considered. Miami Heat, I think that's another potential point guard situation that you could look at. Who else? Y'all obviously still got Golden State. I know people say Steph Curry's a point guard, but I think he's more of an off-ball point guard to a degree. I don't think he runs the offense too much. Just those would be the kind of teams I would say to look out for. Maybe the Bulls.
Yeah,
I would say Houston. If I had to pick
away from Chicago,
right?
You got Josh Giddey. I don't know if they need him, but you got Josh Giddey. But
I'm just talking about off the court.
Off the court. That's the
that's Chicago. Be on O block.
But that's the risk of it, though. We talking about teams in Chicago. I think Houston would probably be the best one because really they should be better than what their record is. They need to be pursuing those top six. The top six is important. You don't want to be putting yourself in a play-in game. That's like the worst case scenario. You mess around, lose the first one, then you got to turn around and potentially lose the second one. Just if he can handle himself in Houston, that'd probably be a more ideal situation. But
just let him go to King of Diamonds. He'll be all right.
How would that look like as far as with the combination with the personalities of him and Durant? I don't know. We'll see. Can he get over that? We shall see. But I think Houston, no.
What about you, Chris? Where would you like to see him get traded?
Ship his ass to Brooklyn where the gun laws are strict.
That is crazy. But hey, that's not bad though. They need a new face of that organization. They don't really have a face for that team, so you know what I mean. I don't mind the Houston pick. I think me personally, if I'm the Rockets, I try to go get LaMelo. I think LaMelo fits better, and I think he needs a coach like Ime Udoka to get him going. Because if you can get LaMelo on the right track, he potentially could be one of the top 3 best point guards in the league. I think talent-wise, he's up there with the best with Shays and all that. I just don't think he takes the game too seriously every time. Like body type-wise, he's a big guard. He could shoot. He could play make. He could pass. He can defend when he really wants to. Like he has that athletic ability. Obviously, the injuries do scare you, but I think that's the player you should look at for the Houston Rockets if they're willing to trade. Ja Morant, I think it's just tough, man. Like his athletic ability, you can kind of tell is kind of dwindling a little bit with all the injuries. He's not really a great shooter. His defense is suspect at best. I just don't know where he fits. You know what I mean? He's kind of like in the same, like I wouldn't even say, I think Trae Young is a better point guard than Ja Morant. You know what I mean? I just think overall he's just a better player than Ja. Like minus Ja's athletic ability, what does Ja offer you?
Yeah,
like, I don't know. So
I personally, the thing about Morant is that I just feel like all that noise has gotten to him, and he's bought into it too much. Instead of just trying to get it behind him, mature, get better. Like it's just like he's kind of stayed the same. It's like you see that dude that's got so much talent, but he hasn't added to his game whatsoever. It's just like he's relying on his athletic ability too much, and it's like something. Eventually, that dwindles. Like you got to add to your game. Even Jordan had to add to his game. Like when he couldn't fly and float in the air like he used to, he had to do the fadeaway. He added to his game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even Kobe had to add to his game. So I don't know. It's tough. It is. And
it sucks because he ran away from the moment of him being the face of the league. Like he was literally trekking to be the face of the league. And then he didn't want it. Like I just didn't get it. I didn't understand it. And then you started doing all this idiotic stuff with, you know, the gun celebrations, or you beating up kids in the mall, or you know, red dots being pointed at opposing team buses, and you getting in fights with your head coach, and you playing lackadaisical, you're not getting back on defense. Like that's not including your injury problems that you have on top of all that stuff. So as an organization, why would I want to trade for that? What am I getting from Ja Morant? Am I getting a winning player? Am I getting the old Ja Morant? I don't know. So I just think it's going to be tough for them to trade Ja Morant. And if you do trade Ja Morant, you're going to get pennies on the dollar. You ain't going to get the value that you thought you potentially could. Why didn't you trade him last year? I don't know. It's something they got to talk about. But next up, man, Kevin Durant. He passed Wilt Chamberlain. He's now 7th all-time on the scoring list. So my question to you, gentlemen, is where does Kevin Durant rank for you on your all-time list?
He's top 20 for me.
Top 20 all-time?
Yeah, I mean, he should have more titles realistically. It's like,
he should.
His ego got in the way, but you know, I think he probably could have slid somewhere in the top 10 had he stayed in Golden State and everything. But you know, that whole Draymond thing, that's a whole.
Bro could have been top 5. Let's be real, dog. Dude could have been top 5 all time. Like his talent, he could have been
competed for number 1 of all time.
But I'm just saying, we should be the way we should talk about Kevin Durant. We should be talking about him and the Jordans and the Kobe's and the LeBron James. Like, dude is way too talented. He's what 6'10", 6'11", maybe 7 foot.
Maybe 7 foot, yeah.
Can shoot out the
one
gym.
of the prettiest jumpers.
He can shoot. He can take it on the inside. He's a solid defender. Like the only problem with Kevin Durant that just, I don't know, it just seemed like he was never the driving force of winning championships to me. It was just like
he was there.
Like it was like even that OKC, that OKC when they should have won it. It was just like he folded to me.
He was young though. I kind of let it slide. That was a young team though. You know what I mean? So I kind of let. So I was kind of like them learning on the fly. You know what I mean? They were literally the OG. Like the way the Thunder were. They were them before SGA. Like, you know what I mean? They got there, I think, a little too early, but that's how great they were. A lot of
people put a stand. Like, I don't put too much of it. I used to, but I kind of doubted down on him going to Golden State winning a championship. It is what it is, man. Like, dudes do it all the time, but especially in this era, they team up together and try to get championships. I mean, if you're gonna look at Kevin Durant like that, you gotta look at Kevin Garnett like same way. He went to Boston for the same reason. Same exact reason. LeBron went to the
Miami,
Heat,
all them.
Same exact reason. Went back to Cleveland for the same exact reason. So
yeah.
I don't get it. Like, I think if you're gonna hate on Kevin Durant going for Golden State, people should be doing the same thing to LeBron, because LeBron has done it. Look, everybody knows how I feel about LeBron James. Not gonna go on for an hour. Why I think to a degree they overrate him to a degree. I'm not saying he's not one of the all-time greats, but come on, man. Let's actually tell the full story on LeBron James. Let's stop skipping stuff that has happened in his career. Like, that's the reality. When you don't do that for Kevin Durant, like, I think he gets unjust.
It's just Durant really messed that up when he was decided he wanted to go to Brooklyn and build this thing. It was the goofiest thing. I'm like, what kind of sense is that?
They should have went to the Knicks, but that was Kyrie Irving convincing him to go to the Nets. That was Kyrie Irving's. Kyrie Irving convinced, and I love Kyrie. I love Kyrie. Kyrie's a great. You could tell he's a great dude. He's a great basketball player. But that was Kyrie convincing Kevin Durant to go to the Nets. I think deep down Kevin Durant wanted to go to the Knicks, and that's where he should have went. You know what I mean? That's where they should have went. But I get it, the whole James Dolan effect and all that stuff. I don't think Kyrie Irving wanted to play for him, just with knowing some of the things about James Dolan. And I really believe he loves. I really believe
if he had won a championship for the Knicks.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think the player whoever is that player, because we all know the Knicks eventually will win an NBA championship. Like, you can see the writing on the wall. Eventually, it's going to happen. Maybe not this year, but if it's Jalen Brunson will be treated like a god for the rest of his life. He'll never have to do anything. He'll never have to pay a rent. He will never have to pay for food, Uber driver, nothing. He will be the first Knicks player to have a statue.
Right, put him on Mount Rushmore, New York player.
Right.
Yeah, bro.
Damn, Eli.
That's why I never understood why people feared away from the Knicks. Like, I think it's golden. Like, if I'm Giannis Antetokounmpo, I'm like you wanted to try to go to the Knicks. Why are you eliminating yourself from doing that? Like, you know what I mean? So, which I'm gonna bring that up, but yeah, I don't know.
Small market.
Kevin Durant, he's an all-time great. He's all-time great. Going into that, Giannis Antetokounmpo, he made some comments saying that he doesn't want to be traded, I guess, from the Milwaukee Bucks. He will never. I would say this: he will never request to be traded from the Milwaukee Bucks. He wants to be a Milwaukee. He wants to be in Milwaukee for the rest of his career. If they want to trade him, that is up to the organization. What are your thoughts with Giannis's comments about his future? Do you believe him? Do you not?
No, I don't believe him. Yeah, no. Let me talk to you, player. Keep it real, dog. Stop doing this whole tiptoeing and trying to not make the Milwaukee fans mad. Why would they be mad at you? You got them a championship. Nobody would ever think Milwaukee Bucks was going to win a championship, dog. If you had told me that 10 years ago, I'd have told you it's batshit crazy.
Yeah.
You are forever solidified in Milwaukee's history. They will, when you return, they're gonna retire your jersey. They're gonna have a nice front row seat for you every time you come. You and your family are royalty in Milwaukee. You ain't gotta worry about pissing them off. And if Milwaukee fans are pissed, tell them to kiss your ass.
That's fact. That is fact.
Like, man, just tell them you want to go to New York so they can ship you to New York, bro. It's okay. It's fine. That's what I don't get these players sometimes. Just keep it real, dog. They keep it real when they want to cut your ass.
You don't want to be the bad.
You ain't good enough no more.
You don't want to be the bad guy, but come on now. It's like he'll be on a big market team. I think whether it be Miami or New York or I'm not saying LA by any means. I think that's a stretch, but he'll be in a big market team. Like, he ain't staying.
They're gonna make a statue for him in Milwaukee.
Right.
I'm being honest with y'all. I love Giannis, man, but I'm over this. I'm over this Giannis trade stuff, man. Because make up your mind, brother. Do you want to go? Do you want to win championships? Because I'm gonna be honest with you. There is nothing the Milwaukee Bucks can do these next 5 years that is going to allow you to win a championship. The Pistons ain't going nowhere. The Bulls are young and getting better. Magic aren't going anywhere. The Knicks aren't going anywhere. The Celtics, my God, they've been playing probably some of the best basketball in the East. And they're not going anywhere. Without Tatum, they're not going anywhere. Like what are we doing? Like, come on, man. We all know eventually Miami Heat, they'll find a way to bounce back and get some players, and you know, they're always going to play hard for Eric Spoelstra. Like, what are we doing, Giannis? Like, you're not winning anything anytime soon. You are getting older. Listen to Kevin Garnett as he said in Minnesota. He loved Minnesota, but he left there too late. You know what I mean? He been said that I should have left for Boston or a big market a long time ago, and that's no disrespect to Minnesota. It's just the way it is. You know what I mean? So hopefully Giannis just realizes, bro, they're not winning. There's nothing they could do that will help you win, bro. It's just not gonna happen. All right, next up, the Dallas Mavericks are back in the news, man. Anthony Davis got hurt again. Hurt his wrist. Seems like he's going to be out for probably the rest of the year. I think they're still debating on whether he's going to get surgery or not. Obviously, video surfaced of him in a sling for a wrist injury. Obviously, he was planning on getting traded, obviously, after the whole Luka thing. My question to y'all is, what should the Mavs do with Anthony Davis? Knowing that he's hurt, his trade value is down in the dirt. What should they do? How do they rectify the situation of this Luka Doncic trade for Anthony Davis and potentially get this team back on track?
I don't know how you rectify that, because even before that whole trade thing, I wanted Davis out years before that. I'm like, this dude is he's a liability. He can't stay healthy. He can't stay on the court. It's like he had that one that he had in the bubble, but then never since then. And even so, I mean, I try not to be skeptical about it and everything, but had that season actually endured the way it was. I mean, granted, the Lakers were playing great ball in 2020, and then they had to shut down everything, but the odds of him staying healthy during that season were kind of in question too. Because
no, you're right. You're right.
And it really worked out to the favor of LeBron and even it's like just as a whole, because then they had that rest, and then they can get together, and it just really worked out for him. But other than that, around it, you can't stay healthy. You can't stay on the floor. It's just really a testament to how bad that trade was. I mean, depending on how you look at it, it worked out for the Lakers, obviously, because they were able to get a new piece to eventually when they're going to move on from LeBron, whatever that looks like, and building their future. But I think for Dallas, the smartest thing would be to do is just be able to cut your losses, find a way to just move on from them. And you're going to have to do that. It ain't going to get no better. He ain't getting no younger. You gotta find a way to get some value or something while his worth is what it is.
My man
Cris?
is a walking injury report, man.
His new number should be the handicap sign. That's how bad it is.
That's wild, man. That's crazy.
Man, it's time to cut your losses, man. I personally think dude should just let it go. You got your championship, man. It's over. Like,
but he's on the books for the next couple of years. I think he's on the books for like 50 something next year, and the year after that, 60 something million. So
my man gets grazed and he gets hurt, man. It's just like he gets out of bed and he's hurt. Like, I can't.
He's like one of the few athletes where you almost look at the report and you always see questionable. He's one of those.
So let me ask y'all.
He's talented. That's the sad part. He's so talented.
Nah, he could still be one of the top players. But let me ask y'all this. I know what the answer is going to be, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Now that we've been so far along with this Luka for AD trade, where does this rank as far as worst trades of all time in all sports?
I think it's still incomplete. And the only reason why I say I think it's still incomplete because we got to see what your boy
Luka.
No, the other dude on Dallas, white boy. What's his name?
Oh, Cooper Flag.
Cooper Flag.
We got to see what Cooper Flag is in about 2 more years.
But that wasn't part of the trade, though. They just got lucky on that, though.
They did, but it's kind of part of it.
Oh, because they were that bad and they were able to get. I guess you're right. You're right. It was kind of like, but we all know the NBA gifted them that. You know,
they did, and I'm not demugging it. I mean, they did gift them that. That's why I say it's part of it, because it's like if Cooper Flag becomes one of the better players in this league, and he's the reason why Dallas all of a sudden is title contenders in the big picture scope, it was worth it. It was worth it. You know what I'm saying? But if about 2 years from now, Cooper Flag is still a good player, but they still struggling to get the playoffs, then it's probably top 5 worst trades of all time.
I mean, the only person who I felt bad for, and then when that whole trade went down, was Jason Kidd. Because first of all, he didn't look like he had a clue what was going on when that whole thing went down.
He found out when we found out.
That's not true. Jason Kidd, that's not true. There are reports that Jason Kidd he knew.
That's great. I mean, unless they had that situation with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and even this, I said this before. It's like, when you started getting all the number one picks, I'm like, man, it's like this team could be scary with all these number one pick, and they had like 5 or 6 of them, and that's just a testament. I mean, that more so falls on the Clippers more than anything. That's just them being stupid. All they did. That's more the organization. But right now, look, it's a really bad trade. But how that translates, I think I agree. it is incomplete. We have to look couple of years down the line what that looks like, how Flag develops, if he develops what is. I mean, he's improved, I would say, for his age, and it could be like, and that kind of goes along as far as could he be like the face of the league later on. I mean, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. I mean, right now it's looking like Wemby, because on the other side of Texas, that team look actually pretty good with the Spurs, but we shall see. That's TBD, to be determined.
I'll say it. This is the worst trade of all time. I don't care. I don't care about Wade for Flag. I do not care. You do not trade Luka Doncic, who hasn't even hit the prime of his career, who just took you to the NBA Finals, and you trade him away for Anthony Davis. Like, I'm a Laker fan. I would not, brother, there is no chance in hell I would have thought that we would be able to get Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first-round pick when Mikal Bridges cost 4 first-round picks alone. It's a bad trade. Now, could I put that Clippers trade that you traded away Shea and 15 first-round picks away for Paul George? I think that's one of the worst trades too. I get it. I understood it at the time because you're getting Paul George, you're pairing him up with Kawhi Leonard. I understood that, but seeing what Shea, I think that was more of a TBD. Now that we see what Shea is, that was a terrible trade for the Clippers as well. So.
Well, even with Kawhi Leonard though, because he had always been on that, that injury plan, or like it just, I don't know. It's like it was just even the big risk, and it just kind of just comes to fruition. It's just barely even on the court and all that stuff. And it's come to show, it's like the Clippers full circle and everything. You have a beautiful stadium, but have nothing. Ain't gonna have nothing to show for it. They basically showing they'll always be the little brother of the LA Lakers, and
that was never gonna change. But when you sign the FMLA player, it's
exactly.
It's just really, what do you expect? You don't know when this man gonna show up to work. All right, man. Last topic before we get off of NBA. Reports are that Jason Tatum is pushing to return around February and March from his Achilles injury that he suffered in April during that Knicks series. My question to you is this the correct move? Should Jason Tatum push himself? Even though the Celtics are playing really well, I think they're number 3 or number 2 in the East currently right now, number 3. Yeah. Is this the correct move for Jason Tatum? Do you think he should come back this soon? Do you think he should wait? Do you think he should just sit out the year? What are your guys' thoughts on this?
I'm always a fan as far as wait and kind of just give due process and everything. You want to come back too soon, prematurely, and everything. I mean, they're in a great spot right now. They're playing. They're the number 3 seed right now without him. I mean, they got that chemistry going. And also, yes, we know the kind of player that Jason Tatum is and stuff like that. But also, it does affect team chemistry and trying to implement him back in. But you want to do that slowly. Take your time. Don't rush it. I mean, if it goes to next season, goes to next season. If he's back for the playoffs, great. But I would just you don't rush it. You're in a good spot as it is.
Yeah, I agree. He's a man when you're getting close to the playoffs, and if he's ready, he's ready. If he's not, then you got him ready for 2027, 2028 season, whatever. But or 2026, 2027 season. So, yeah, I'm with Mark. He's a man. Don't rush him. You don't want him to get hurt again, and then now his career is in question. So, yeah, I would ease him in. Don't rush him. Take your time. We doing good. We right now we're the 3rd seed, so we keep playing. We're playing. Jaylen Brown's having one of his better seasons. He's balling. So yeah, I would ease him in.
I agree with you. 3 for 3. There's no reason to rush back. I think the Celtics looked at this as kind of like a washed year. Whatever happened, just let it happen. I just think that his health is the most important thing because if you can get him back 100%, the Celtics are going to be one of the favorites in the East again, one of the favorites to win the title again and compete with the OKC Thunder. And then just with the capabilities that they would have, I think this is a great thing for Jaylen Brown too. You're seeing him. Everybody always question could Jaylen Brown be that second guy with Jason Tatum? Should he be the guy that gets traded away from the Celtics? And if you were to trade him from the Celtics, if you're that team that trades for him, what is he worth? Is he a caliber player that can lead a team to a playoff deep run, maybe even a championship squad? I think he's proven he can do that. If you put the right pieces around him, Jaylen Brown is that guy. He's playing at an MVP level. He looks like one of the top 5 best players in the league currently right now. So shout out to Jaylen Brown, man. I know a lot of people have been talking mess about his hairline and him not being able to use his left hand and stuff like that. But my man is winning. He's winning on and off the court. And I just think it would be malpractice for you to kind of rush Jason Tatum back this soon from an Achilles. You don't want him to re-injure that Achilles, or maybe potentially injure the other Achilles, or even other ailments that potentially could happen. We see it all the time with certain players, man. So just be cautious. I just don't think they need to go in as this needs to be a win all type of year. Like, you got years ahead of you with this squad, and just be patient with that. That's all I'm saying. And I hate this.
All right, man. We're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Introduce yourself to Magnet, the ultimate sports drink. Are you ready to take your performance to the next level? Do you want a sports drink that eliminates the muscle cramps and fatigue when working out or training? Meet Magnet, the sports drink designed for athletes who refuse to settle for mediocrity. It's power-packed electrolytes and rehydrates and restores balance with their scientifically formulated blend with magnesium that fights fatigue and boosts endurance. It has natural ingredients made with real fruit extracts and no artificial colors or flavors, because your body deserves the best. It has delicious flavors like mixed fruit and watermelon that keep you revitalized and ready for action. It will boost your performance with essential vitamins and minerals. Magnet fuels your workouts, helping you crush your goals. Join the Magnet movement, whether you're training, competing, or simply staying active. Magnet is your go-to refreshment for peak performance. You can order it now on our direct link at drinkmagnet.com. Also, use promo code Cris and Mall to get $5 off your purchase. So don't wait. Again, that promo code is Cris and Mall to get $5 off your purchase. Get Magnet, push your limits, fuel your passion.
All right, fellas. Let's talk about the NFL All-Pro list that came out last week. Last week. I'm gonna read off the names and then we'll react to it. So, first team quarterback is Matthew Stafford. Second team quarterback is Drake May. First team running back is Bijan Robinson. Second team is James Cook. First team fullback Kyle Juszczyk. Second team fullback is Patrick Ricard. And then first team wide receivers are Puka Nacua, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Jamar Chase. Second team, George Pickens, Amon St. Brown, Chris Olave. First team tight end, Trey McBride. Second team tight end is Kyle Pitts. Then first team, I guess all-purpose, is Christian McCaffrey. Second team is Bijan Robinson. Offensive tackles, Garrett Bowles from Denver, Penei Sewell from Detroit. Second team, Trent Williams, San Francisco. Darnell Wright from Chicago. Then Joe Tooney, of course, is first team. Quentin Nelson and Chris Lindstrom is second team. First team, Creed Humphrey. Second team is Aaron Brewer. Then on defense, we got edge rushers, Myles Garrett, Will Anderson, Micah Parsons. Second team, Brian Burns, Danielle Hunter, Aiden Hutchinson. Interior defensive line, Jeffrey Simmons, Zach Allen. Second team, Leonard Williams and Cameron Hayward. Linebackers, Jack Campbell, Jordan Brooks. Second team, Devin Lloyd, Ernest Jones, the fourth. First team cornerbacks is Derek Stingley Jr., Quinyon Mitchell. Second team is Patrick Surtain the second, Devin Witherspoon. Slot corner, first team is Cooper DeJean. Second team is Derwin James. I didn't know he was corner, but okay. Second team is
right. I was like, what?
Safety. First team is Kyle Hamilton and Kevin Byard. Second team is Jesse Bates, Tafunga, and Xavier McKinney. And then kicker, first team is Will Richards from Minnesota. Second team is Brandon Albury from Dallas. And then punter, first team is Jordan Stout. Second team is Michael Dickerson from Seattle. And then returners is Ray Davis from Buffalo, Kevion Turbin from Dallas. So on and so forth. All right, what's y'all thoughts on what I just read? Do you feel anybody got snubbed? Don't deserve to be there? What's your thoughts?
I think it's a testament to how the season really has gone because, we're not talking about, as far as all pro, we're not talking about the Mahomes or the Burrows or even the Allens in that category. I mean, the season is kind of panning out the way it is. It's actually good to hear some new blood. Now, Kyle Hamilton, I think, might be the only one I haven't questioned as god awful as that defense was for a minute. It's like in Baltimore. But other than that, I think I'm okay for the most part as far as the list that was read off. I mean, no issues with that. I mean, yeah, I don't think it'll change much. Maybe Kyle Hamilton might be the only one I haven't questioned.
I'm looking right now. I personally would have had Drake May as the number one first team all. I just think that he's had a better year than Matthew Stafford. That's just me. I know Matthew Stafford. I know a lot of people love Matthew Stafford. I know a lot of people view this as like his last year, so like it's his swan song. But come on, man, we got to understand what Drake May has done. I don't care what his schedule looked like. And I think what he was able to accomplish this year, from taking them to being one of the worst teams last year to being one of the best. I think he has to be first all team. Look, if you're gonna put Bijan Robinson first all team, where's Christian McCaffrey at? Like, I think people got to put a little bit more respect on his name as far as like what he was capable of doing. Yeah, nah, he should be on the running backs though. Let's be real though. That's just me, but and even also like Jonathan Taylor. I know he kind of slowed down a little bit towards the end of the year, but he had such a great first part of the year, and even Derrick Henry to a degree. But overall, man, am I mad at it? Nah, I'm not really mad at this list. I'm not really mad. Fullback, wide receivers. I'm not mad. Jamar Chase. Could you flip George Pickens for Jamar Chase? Maybe. You know what I mean? I probably would have had George Pickens at number one, and then Jamar Chase at number two. Kyle Hamilton. I know he's great, but I feel I don't know. Shout out to Kyle Pitts though. Shout out to Kyle Pitts, man. We've all been questioning like where the hell's Kyle Pitts? He's just way too talented to not be one of the greater tight ends in his league. For him to have this like come out year, it took him a while, but I'm very proud to see his name on this list, especially him being a former Gator. But overall, Chris Olave, I don't know. Overall, I can't be mad. I'm not gonna really sit in trouble about it.
Yeah, I had no problem with the list. I had no problem with Matthew Stafford being. I think he had like cleared him in yards and touchdowns, and they're gonna always look at that schedule. That's what they're gonna look at. I hear you, Ma, but I think what really hurt Drake May was that loss to the Buffalo Bills. I think that's
there's so many losses I can name about Matthew Stafford. He didn't look good in like come on, man, that Falcons game, like Carolina. That second half of that Seahawks game, like the Carolina game. Like we're talking about one. I told you 3. We talked about 1 for Drake. I'm just telling you. I'm not saying that's you. I'm not saying that's you. But this is what I'm saying. Like I think people are. This is their belief that this is Matthew Stafford's like last year, that they want to give him every opportunity and every link to give him these awards. And I'm not saying he didn't have a great year, but come on, man, like what are we doing? Like you never want to take anything for granted, because the assumption is, oh, Drake May will just be here again next year because he's not going anywhere. We don't know that. We don't know what it is year from year. That's why you don't do that. You do it based on what happened this year. We're not doing it based on your career accolades, what you've done in your past. We're doing it based on this year. And what we're doing it based on this year, who's been the better quarterback? It's been clearly Drake May. Who should be the MVP? It should clearly be Drake May. It should not be Matthew Stafford. I'm sorry. And then on top of that, Matthew Stafford has better receivers than what Drake May has. Come on, you got Devontae Adams, who's an all-time great. You got Puka Nacua, who's probably the best receiver in the league. You got Kyron Williams, who's probably a top 7 running back with Blake Corum. You got come on, man. What are we talking about? It should be Drake May. Not saying that's you, Chris, but that's how I feel.
I'm just going off what I feel like they do.
No, I know. I agree with you. I'm not saying I disagree with what you're saying.
I think it's a little bit of stat-wise, and I just think that they looked at the 4,700 yards, 46 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. That's what they're looking at.
I thought Gonzalez should probably be on that list, though.
Christian Gonzalez?
Yeah, he's actually balled out, though.
Yeah,
man, it's a tough list, though. It's like Stingley. He has even you can make an argument with Lassiter too, and that's a testament to the.
You can make you can make an argument that Gonzalez might be over than Surtain because Surtain got hurt.
Exactly.
he was out a few games. So you make that argument. You know what I'm saying? I get you put Patrick Surtain on the list, but I'm just saying he was out quite a few games. So, but yeah, I have no problem with the list. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. All right, man. Let's do our BetUS Surefire Picks, man.
So.
All right, what y'all got?
Go ahead, Mark. I'll let you go.
All right. Tonight, Texans. It's like tempted to go with that over under. I think just taking the side though. So I think the Texans they're gonna ball out. I think they're gonna the defense is really gonna set the tone. So Texans at 3. I think that's a good play right there. Going to the NBA side, the Clippers and Hornets. That total is 223.5. That's a little low to me. I think that's gonna be somewhere maybe 230, 240, something like that. So the over probably be the play on that one. The Kings, they just played last night. Take the Lakers side. That's what I would say. So 9 sound a little bit high, but I think the Lakers will take care of business and it'll be over by half. Well, maybe by the third. They'll probably be sitting there starters in the third, and just the Kings on a back-to-back night is usually tough. So Lakers at 9, over under Clippers at 223.5, and then you take the Texans tonight at 3.
Sure.
For tonight, I got the Texans -3, man. I just think that this defense is just too good, man. And I do not trust DK Metcalf. I do not trust this running game. I do not trust the Steelers as a whole. I do not. So yeah. Also tonight, I got the Celtics -5.5 against the Pacers. Pacers are a terrible team without Tyrese Halliburton. They've been dealing with a lot of injuries. Celtics are playing really well. I think that's easy money. And then also got the 76ers, who also have been playing really well. -3 against the Raptors. Yeah, I'm loving what I'm seeing. Joel Embiid is actually playing more consistently, so I think that's a good sign. He's feeling more like himself. VJ Eshcom, Tyrese Maxey. That's a nice young squad. I'm gonna go with the Sixers.
Man, you got a drone in my house or something?
What you mean? Oh, you got the same thing? You know what I mean? Great minds think alike, brother. What you mean? You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, Mark, on this. I'm looking at this under for this game because it could go either way. It could be one of those games where it's like 6-3 going into the fourth, and then they all just go off all of a sudden. Just
right.
Like the Ravens get like the Ravens and Steelers game.
Yeah.
Everybody's wide open all of a sudden. It's like, what the hell? I stay away from that. But maybe you do in game or something. But yeah, I like -3 Texans. Celtics, I'm with you, Maul. 5.5 over Pacers, and -3 76ers over Raptors. So if you go to any of our social media platforms, you can see the link for the BetUS app or website. Click on it, go to it, sign up. You get 125% sign-up bonus plus 10% gambler's insurance. That's 3 risk-free bets on $100 up to $5,000. That means if Mark signs up and he puts $100 deposit in there and he loses, he keeps his money. Only on the first 3 deposits, Mark, because after that is on you, player. So you can win some money or you can keep your money on your first 3 deposits. So go over to BetUS, sign up, tell them Cris and Maul sent you. And that does it for your BetUS Surefire Picks. All right, Ma, you got a game for us, dog?
I do, man. I do. With everything, with all these NFL coaches, nobody's been hired yet. We also potentially could see maybe the Green Bay Packers have a job opening. Also, maybe the Steelers, maybe even the Eagles. We got to see. But with the teams that do have openings, I'm going to name a team, and you tell me who you think will get hired as the head coach for this said football team. Gentlemen, are you ready?
Let's get it.
All right. First team up, the Tennessee Titans.
Matt Nagy.
That makes the most sense to me. Nagy as well. I don't really see any other destination for him. Like New York, no. All right, I already have in mind who's going to Baltimore, but
dark horse for Matt Nagy, if jobs don't turn up, will be the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Cardinals. Mm-hmm. Okay. But for right now, you guys have him going to Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. All right. Next up, the Cleveland Browns.
This one is difficult, bro. I don't know who wants this damn job. Personally, I think it's a shit show over there. So I personally don't know. The cap is all out of whack because of Deshaun Watson. He's coming back next year. Is the coach that come in and be like, I don't like Shador. I'm gonna roll with Deshaun Watson. Like
maybe Mike McCarthy. Could you see Mike
have
McCarthy?
to. You know what? Yes, that's who. Mike McCarthy, because he want to take a job.
Mike McCarthy.
I think they go with the safe pick, Mike McCarthy.
It's just I said it. I mean, McCarthy does make the most sense. The only thing that I would say that really hurts them is just that cap situation, which is an entire mess. I mean, they got the talent, as far as what we're seeing. Then also it just depends, Judkins. You don't want him to get back and come back healthy and stuff like that. But it could be there for McCarthy, and also another destination I was thinking about for him as well.
Okay. All right, next up, we got the Arizona Cardinals.
I think this has the spot of a young coach. One of them young coaches that want a job, maybe the passing game coordinator for the Rams. What's his name? Nate. I forgot his last name.
I think his name is I forgot his name.
Somebody like that. Maybe Kubiak.
Yeah.
Okay, Kubiak.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
I could think. I'll say Kubiak. I'll say
Kubiak. Okay. Mark, saying you agree?
Yeah. Oh, you think about LaFleur down in the Rams? Mike LaFleur. That's what you're thinking about.
Mike LaFleur.
No, I'm talking about the passing game coordinator for the Rams. He's not the black dude. A lot of Chiefs fans want him as the OC.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I know. I think it's interesting. I know what Kingsbury, wherever his name is, and everything. I think he's going to be interesting. But I see him more so being a coordinator somewhere. Yeah. That's a coordinator. Rams. Nate Shieldhouse.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Nate Shieldhouse. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But Kubiak for the Arizona. That makes sense.
That's what I'm looking at.
All right, next up, we got the Miami Dolphins.
Woo! This is tough right here. I don't know who wants this job.
It's just
the only reason why you would want this job is because it's Miami. But
we want to take on Tua though. That's the problem. That's my biggest thing.
I think he's done.
I think he's gone.
So they starting Ewers?
Are they just
they starting with Ewers?
Could this be Cliff
Geno Smith?
Could this be Cliff Kingsbury job? Could this be
Geno?
If Kingsbury doesn't take an OC job like with a couple of prospects, that could be ideal for him.
Yeah,
he's got to get the right quarterback.
I don't know. Cliff wants to go there.
I think they're going to be leaning to our offensive-minded coach, though. I will say that.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think of all the offensive-minded coaches that are out there. I can't think of nobody. I wish I had a list.
What about a Robert Saleh? You got a Vance Joseph.
Nah.
Maybe they swing for a Bill Belichick.
Younger mind.
Kevin Stefanski.
Stefanski, I see him going.
Stefanski's going to go wherever John Harbaugh doesn't go.
Well, I heard a rumor, though. They said Harbaugh might retire.
He ain't going to retire.
He retired. I heard that it's either Giants or Falcons for him. And whoever he doesn't go to, they taking Kevin Stefanski. Miami.
Could this be one of the Rams passing coordinators, OC?
Yeah, I'll put Nate Shieldhouse over there. That's what I'll do. Nate Shieldhouse.
All right, next up, we got the Atlanta Falcons.
Kevin Stefanski.
You got Stefanski?
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up, we got my Las Vegas Raiders.
Brian Flores.
Also, I mean, Yeah, Flores would be the number one, and I would say Salah would be the number two if Salah doesn't go to a different destination.
So Flores is Salah. Okay. Then last two, we got the New York Giants.
John Harbaugh.
I think it's John.
Harbaugh, maybe McCarthy goes over there.
Okay. And then last but not least, we got Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens.
Salah. They're a defensive team. They need to go back to find that identity.
Yeah, he's gonna fix that defense up. Maybe put some more lives on Kyle Hamilton.
Okay. And then my last question to y'all is: do you think the Packers and or Eagles should make a head coaching change?
Yes, the Eagles.
They should, but they're not going to.
They're not going to.
Basically, what I'm hearing is that they're talking about extending over in Green Bay, which LaFleur, and then which doesn't make sense to me. But hey, who I know? Sirianni. I mean, he should be under.
I've always said that they win in spite of him, man. He gets covered up because his GM is so great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One of the best. The best.
Yeah, his GM is so great. And the team around him. He puts a good team around him, so he has no choice to look good. But I think that they are in his image. That's why this team looks so damn dysfunctional. Because of him. Mm-hmm. I don't think he has no control.
He can't control himself because I know people want to. I get it. JJ Brown should have catched them balls, but you're the head coach and you're out there arguing with your star receiver in the middle of the goddamn game when you're not supposed to talk shit to him. You're supposed to try to uplift him so you can get him to play his best. Now he's distracted because he's so pissed off at you. We don't know if that had any effect on him being able to catch the ball. He might have said, "Bump this. I do not care. I want to go. I do not want to play for him no more. I'm not going to go out all my way to try to win this game." You know what I'm saying?
But
I know he has to play for himself. But
they should have took care of that firestorm before even got to this point. It's like you don't want these fires still going on, and that's exactly what happened. Everything that was going on. And you can say that with a lot of teams. You can say that with Green. You can say that with the Green Bay coach and everything. They didn't address it. And Maul, is like you basically alluded to that, and it convinced me. Like this team cannot get it closed out in the second half. I'm like, so why in the world should they keep this coach mean? But at the same time, I think Green Bay. I think they're gonna keep him. But
I think with Matt LaFleur, I don't have a problem with Matt LaFleur though. Like I'm just not a fan of Jordan Love. I'm not a fan of just who they are on the offensive side. And then I guess that comes back to LaFleur because he's the offensive-minded guy. But I don't know, man. Like, he cool. Like, I'm not saying he's like one of those guys. Like, I would be like, oh, man, I need him. I would take him for sure for my Raiders for a quarterback situation. But I don't know, man. It's just that I think he has more excuses. You lost Micah Parsons. You lost Kraft. You lost, certain players. Your receivers were hurt for the majority of the year. Shout out to Romeo Doubs. He looked really good. He looked really good in that game.
Yeah, until they needed his ass, and he always dropped the pass.
They didn't read. Same thing. You know what I mean?
That's why I get it. If you're telling me Matt LaFleur needs to go because it's just time to part ways and you want something fresh and new, fine. But Matt LaFleur can't catch the ball for these niggas.
No, that's what I'm saying. He can't throw the ball for Jordan Love either. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I love his schematics, but at the end of the day, these players gotta, like, I don't care. Like, you pay Jordan Love $300+ million. You're up 21-3, and you can't win that game. You're up 21-3, and you can't win that game. Come on, man. And I get it. You don't have Micah Parsons to kind of close the deal, but at that moment, do you really need Micah Parsons?
No,
you were doing pretty good without him the first half of the game. What happened in the second half? So
I just think what's the name made adjustments on that defense.
Who, Ben Johnson? Yeah, for sure. But
that's
21-3.
That's how the cardiac Bears been playing all year long. You basically had them playing. You played right into their hand and everything. Okay, we're gonna have a crappy first half and watch this in the second half. And you can flip it on the same side. It's the same thing with the Green Bay Packers. They should have had a higher seed, but then it goes back to even like look back when they lost in that game versus the Browns.
Yeah, but even with the adjustments, though, they had almost a 10-point lead in the middle of the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm. But
you know what I mean? So you had a 9-point lead going in with 6 minutes left in the game, and you still can't win that. Like, that's not Matt LaFleur's problem. That's that defensive coordinator's problem. That's that defense. That's you need to answer them questions. That offense performed even with the drops and all that stuff like that. Even with me not liking Jordan Love.
But Jordan Love disappeared, though. That was the common denominator and everything. And he disappeared when they played the Browns. He lost that game. He basically disappeared in this game. I'm like, was I surprised with the outcome? Nope, because that's how they've been playing all year long.
Yeah. No, yeah. We'll see. But I agree with you. I do think Nick Sirianni has to go, but they're not going to let him go because he won the Super Bowl last year. So they ain't going to do it.
Yeah. They'll give him 5-6 games.
They'll give him another year. They'll give him another year. They'll see what happens next year. I think obviously A.J. Brown's gone, but they need a new OC. I think they'll get a new OC before they'll get a new head coach. That play call was atrocious.
This will be a destination maybe if these two people don't get coaching jobs. Mike McDaniels or Cliff Kingsbury. I think one of those two.
Or Brian Daboll. I could see Brian Daboll.
Maybe Daboll. But I think they want to go young, so I think one of those two will be the first two guys that they look at to come in and revamp this offense, and that's what we're going to hear all offseason. Cliff Kingsbury's going to come in, or Mike McDaniel's going to come and reshape this offense, and blah, 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 and get the best out of Jalen Hurts. So, you know how that goes.
How long you think the leash for Jalen Hurts is?
Oh, he's got next season.
I think there's a lot of quarterbacks that have next season because there's too many quarterbacks coming out next year.
If this offense don't look anywhere remotely efficient, good, they still had the issues that they have even without AJ Brown. Devontae Smith on the sideline reading books. It's gonna be over.
I don't think they should trade AJ. I think people are too harsh on AJ. Like, what are you going? What? Like, I get it. You know, I every Eagles fan wants the AJ Brown for Max Crosby trade. That's what they want. I don't think
it's an Eagles want to try. I think AJ wants to go.
No, I know AJ. I just don't think AJ wants to play for Nick Sirianni. I don't think he wants to play for him no more. I think there is some. I think the Jalen Hurts AJ Brown thing, I think is a little overblown a little bit. I think there was some there, but I don't think it's as bad as people think. I think it's more so of a Nick Sirianni thing. I just think he's tired of just this, you know, machismo Italian guy who always wants to show up people on the sideline and think he's about that life. But you ain't about that life, because if you didn't have that big ass bodyguard standing next to you, you wouldn't be doing half the stuff that you do.
At least he caught the ball.
Hey, you know what I mean?
He did catch the ball. But I think AJ is gone. The man.
No, I know he's gone. He's gone.
He gave a jersey to Quinyon. He didn't talk to him.
Yeah, he hugged all the homies and did. He like, I'm good, bro.
He on the phone with his agent right now. Let me know when the prospects after the Super Bowl.
Where could y'all see AJ Brown go?
New England.
I can see New England. I can see my Raiders. Depending on how that situation goes. I could see the Niners potentially, especially with Ayuk being available. I can see the Commanders maybe trying to get involved with that. Also could see maybe a potential return to the Titans with Cam Ward. I could potentially see that too.
I know this sounds crazy, and I know y'all gonna say I'm batshit crazy. This is not something that I would want to do, but I could see possibly happen. If old man Rodgers do come back next season.
Oh, the Steelers.
I could see AJ wanting to play with his college teammate, DK Metcalf. I can see.
I'm just saying Buffalo should be in the mix. Will they pull
Buffalo too?
Buffalo ain't gonna do it though. Buffalo ain't gonna do it though, because you know why? They're winning. And let's be real. I know we're gonna talk about this game going into the week, but let's be real. The Broncos ain't beating the Bills. Broncos ain't beating the Bills, dog. The NFL wouldn't even allow it. If their Broncos even sniff a chance to win that game. We're gonna
talk about the ending of that Jacksonville game. We're gonna talk about some questionable shit.
Hey, trust me, I already know, bro. I already know. I called that shit, bro.
That was the only. I don't even know why I went against it, because I basically said that Buffalo is going to be the team that represents the AFC. I don't even know why against it. Maybe it's just because I don't want to see Buffalo get in there, but that was basically the only game I had wrong over the weekend. I'm like,
it's the process elimination. Who does the NFL want to see the most? I say the Bills and the AFC. It's the Bills number one, the Patriots number two.
I had the Bills. And
I'm talking about the AFC, just the AFC. Yeah. It's the Bills number one, and then the Patriots number two.
Yeah, because they definitely don't want to see.
And everybody else is like, God no.
I mean, I had
no one else.
I stuck with. I said the Bills are going to represent the AFC, and then I had the 49ers in the NFC, but that might be in question with the Kittle injury. But I'm like, well,
I wouldn't sleep on it. They still got Tongas. I think he's really good. So
yeah.
He's really good. Like, prayers out to if you want to get to the games, we can get to the games.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that stuff.
All right, man. Let's do way too early top 5 mock draft. How you want to do this, Mo?
Yeah, man. So obviously, it's way too early. You know what I mean? So we're only gonna do top 5, and then I also want to do the Chiefs because y'all represent y'all team. So I just want to get your thoughts, man. We're gonna do it way too early. I wrote down my list. I'll just read what I have, and if you agree or disagree, we could just do that. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, cool. So for number 1 for the Raiders, I got Fernando Mendoza. I think this is probably the easiest pick of the draft so far. Do you guys agree, disagree? What are your thoughts?
I agree.
Okay. Next up, the Jets. I have Dante Moore. I'm just gonna assume that he's out there. So I have Dante Moore, but let's say hypothetically Dante Moore does not come out in the NFL draft. Who do you guys have as the Jets selection?
I got them taking the offensive lineman, Fano.
From Miami?
Mm-hmm. No, the other dude.
Oh.
What's his name? What's where you go? You keep Stephen Fano.
But it had, for me, as much as you don't want it to, if you want to play the Eli Manning card, I get it. You don't want to. I get it. But for me, it has to be more though. It has to be.
If he's available.
Yeah, Spencer Fano from Utah.
Oh, Utah. Yeah, Utah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. For the Cardinals, I had Arvell Reese as this pick for the Arizona Cardinals. Who do you guys have?
For Ohio State, yeah, that's actually a good pick.
Yeah, I'll go Arvell Reese too.
Okay. The 4th pick, the Tennessee Titans. I have Francis Mungwai because I think that's how you say his last name, but I had him because I think they just need to upgrade that O-line, especially protecting Cam Ward. That's who I have. Who do you guys have?
I'm not mad at that. Yeah, but I could see them trying to go through the free agency to beef up that offense.
Yeah, I could see that too.
So let's say they don't. Then right here, I'm going to go with Tyson.
Tyson
from Arizona State.
Okay.
Mark. Offensive tackle out of Texas, Gooseby. They have to go offensive. It was Cam Ward and your boy. They were sacked the most times this year, 55 times. Mm-hmm. Like you ain't gonna keep that man alive. So offensive tackle out of Texas.
Okay. Yeah. 5th pick for the Giants. I had Jordan Tyson going here. This is where I had Jordan Tyson, especially with some of the Malik Neighbors coming off the ACL and stuff like that. And plus, I wouldn't be mad if they got another receiver. But that's who I have. Who do you guys have?
I have Caleb Downs here.
Caleb Downs.
It depends on what the kind of coaching mind they have. That's a TBD for me.
If it's John Harbaugh, I can see Caleb Downs.
Yeah, then it had to be most likely.
All right, man. And then finally, your Chiefs. I didn't make a pick. I'm gonna let you guys do it. Who do you guys potentially could see your
Ruben
Chiefs drafting?
Ruben Bang.
He ain't gonna be there. Mm-hmm. He ain't gonna be there, dog. Mm-hmm. He's not gonna be there, dog. I'm gonna let you know right now.
You talking about the edge? You talking about the edge out of Miami?
Bro. He's gone, bro. Mm-hmm. Especially if he has a good game against that idiot in the offensive line, he gone.
David Bailey.
Okay.
I'm struggling with this one because the Chiefs.
If not one of those two, then give me Tate.
They gotta address
no love. No love. You don't want love.
If we pick them, I'm not gonna be mad at it. But
they have to address the running back this year. They have to.
But I think they go into free agency. I think they sign Breece Hall or Kenneth Walker. Personally,
that wouldn't be bad.
Mm-hmm.
You got a name, Mark?
Jeremiah Love would be on my pick because then you're getting somebody that's young, somebody that's fresh.
You get him under cost control. You know what I'm saying? That rookie contract. I can see it.
So that way, they'll be testing the market most likely out there for offensive linemen like they always do. Just hopefully they don't screw it up.
I think they're gonna go. I think Jalen Moore is gonna be the right tackle next year.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be Jalen Moore, or maybe him and Esau Pole, because I did like what I saw from Pole. I think that those two will battle it out on the right side. Maybe they like Pole upside a little bit more, and maybe they do something with Jalen Moore. Maybe they try to keep that money because his contract is not, the cap hit is not big if we cut him. So you know what I'm saying. So maybe they roll with Esau Pole on the right side.
I like what I saw in the finale with Pole, so I'm like, just gotta go.
Yeah, I like the upside with Pole.
For sure. I just want to get a little temperature before we, everything start really heating up. Get you guys' minds on the little early draft picks in your team. So
for sure. All right, man. Well, we've been doing the off-season stuff, so we're gonna do the NFC South Offseason Needs. So I'll start with the Panthers. Even though they didn't have a great end of the season, they did have a good showing against the Rams. They almost beat the Rams. But I think that what they need mostly is to beef up that offense and get some more talent around Bryce Young. You already got Ted McMillan. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with Rico Battle because they kind of dwindled his carries.
Yeah, he already said that. Yeah. I don't think he's coming back because he already stated that he's gonna. He already said that he hated that he wasn't getting touches.
That's another running back to look out for the Chiefs to sign next year too. But Chuba Herbert, you know what I'm saying, he's there. I think they'll sign another. They'll probably get another running back in the draft to back him up. But I think they need another weapon. So I think Kenyon Sadiq from Oregon. I think that would be a great move, especially for Bryce Young to kind of have that safety valve in the middle of the field. I think that would be a tremendous move for them. I think they're going to add to this defensive line too. Even though their defensive line was actually pretty solid, I think they still need to add to it. Maybe add some more in that backfield too. Even though I do like their young corners, but yeah, just add to this offense and build on what you had. You made it to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? You won the division. Try to build, see what you got, make your determination on Bryce Young. Are you going to pay him after next season or are you going to let him go? I think they did the 5th-year option on him. You saw some good things, but you still saw a little bit of inconsistency with him. Can he be more consistent next year? That's the question for the Panthers next year. So Tampa Bay, look, you kept Todd Bowles. If you're going to keep Todd Bowles, y'all got to get this defense better. Get it back to what y'all had it when y'all won the Super Bowl, when Tom Brady was there. You got the offensive pieces. Even if Mike Evans, let's say Mike Evans goes away, he's going to be a free agent. They like the young, talented wide receiver with Amika and Jalen McMillan, and they keep Chris Godwin and all of them. They definitely need to booster up this defensive line. I like Vita Vea. But they need a defensive end they can get after the passer. That's their main issue. And they need to fix the secondary, too. Antoine Whitfield, he's coming off, I think, an ACL tear, so you might have to booster up that backfield, too. So they got to get the defense better because you can't put it all on Baker Mayfield. You just can't. No, you can't. You know what I'm saying? You got talent. Bucky Irvin, when healthy, is one of the better running backs in this league. I think Rashard White is going to be gone in free agency. So it's going to be all Bucky Irvin. I'm sure they'll sign somebody in free agency or, maybe the draft or whatever. But they got to beef up this defense for sure. Who else? The Saints. Just build around Tyler Shough. You saw the upside. He kept getting better and better. And me and Mo came into the season like, who is this Tyler Shough dude? He trash, but he kept showing. And I said it. Hey, maybe if he had started, we might be talking about the Saints winning the division outside than the Panthers because he would have got better during the middle of the season and they might have been winning. So you build around him, add some more young assets on this defense, and try to win the division next year. Because your teams are going to people. Don't be surprised. People are going to be picking the Saints to win the division next year, especially what they saw from this team towards the end of the season. And then you got the Falcons. You got your team president now, Matt Ryan. He's a lifer for the Falcons, so he's going to try to do right by the Falcons. I actually think that was a good hire because he knows that community, he knows that organization front and back. So that was a good hire for them. You got to get the coach right. Definitely got to get the coach right. I think they hired their GM too, didn't they? Didn't they hire a GM too? I think they did. I think it's another black dude they hired. So, but you got to get the head coaching thing. If it's Kevin Stefanski, which me and Maul are not really big Kevin Stefanski guys. I didn't like the way he handled certain things. It wasn't all his fault, but I didn't like the way certain things he handled things. But do I think he can coach? I do think he can coach. But we'll see what he can do over here with the Falcons if they do hire him or whoever they hire. They got to get that part right. And they got to get the best out of this talent, man. You saw it in spurts. Drake London finally showed me that he's a number one wide receiver. There were times where it was like, he's kind of like, he's all right. But no, this season, before he got hurt, I saw Drake London. Okay, yeah, he's a number one. Kyle Pitts, do you resign him back? Because you saw great things out of him towards the end of the season. You saw the talent that we finally been asking for. Finally, Kyle Pitts looked like a top tight end in this league. You already know what you got at Bijan Robinson. I think Algier is gone next year. I think he wants to go somewhere and start and be the main guy. So, and the defense actually showed the James Pierce Jr. He looked really good this year. I think he had like 10.5 sacks this year. So he looks good. Jalen Walker looks really good. So they got pieces on that defense that they can build around. We already know what AJ Terrell represents. Jesse Bates is still one of the best free safeties in this league. So they just got to keep building young talent on both sides of the football, get that defense a little bit more to the next level, and I think they'll be fine. I think this division will be something to look at next season. It won't be so much of a weak link next year. Everybody looking at the NFC South is weak. I think that if they add some pieces here and there, this could be one of the better divisions next year that you could look out for.
The most improved it'll have to be.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Kind of going around like in that division. Carolina is like I was actually very impressed with what I saw with Carolina over the weekend, but I just feel like they're missing that veteran piece. And I think that probably could have got them over. I mean, I'm not sure if it'll be on the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball. I think Bryce Young going through his woes actually prepared him to be able to Can
I put a name out there before you finish, Mark?
Go ahead.
Can I put a name? He knows the division. Maybe they sign Mike Evans for a couple years to be their veteran presence on that offensive side. Him and Ted.
Yeah. Every team needs one. That's why I was struggling like with Carolina. Is like they're missing that veteran piece and everything. And every team is like when you're making a playoff run, you have to have that veteran piece to be able to get these things and everything, whether it be in the receiver room. But Evans could be that guy. It'd be a shift from one division to the other. I mean, one team within division to the other. But what else is what happens when you're in free agency? So find that veteran, whether it be on the offensive side of the ball or the defense side of the ball. I mean, that whoever it is, they got to figure that out. The Falcons, they got to figure out what they're going to do with quarterback for me.
That too.
What do you do?
Resign. Maybe you keep Kirk Cousins. Resign him because I think they did something with his contract where he could be a free agent or something like that.
Mm-hmm. It's like they got to figure it out. And then old boy coming off another injury and he ain't getting no younger.
Yeah, for real.
What do you do with them? I mean, they're making the right moves. I think they had to get a coach in there to get some consistency going there. That's the problem that I had with the Falcons. You never knew which Falcons team you're going to get. And the teams that you expected them to beat, they were just somehow I don't know. I didn't understand that. But they're doing the right things. When they find that right coach, whoever that coach is, maybe Stefanski is that guy to where they can get them some kind of consistency. Maybe we shall see. That's going to be an interesting piece over there. New Orleans was actually an interesting watch as the season went on. I mean, granted, they were playing a lot of meaningless games toward the end. Shook and everything. I'm actually liking what I'm seeing, and that might be a testament to Kellen Moore and how he's coaching that team. That might be another team as far as against veteran pieces, but I know they've been dealing with that whole cap. I think they're like third worst in the league or something like that. So so that's gonna be an uphill challenge. I mean, if they're able to, I mean, could they compete for the division? Maybe, but with that whole cap, that's probably the biggest thing that's working up against them in that division. And then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How does Bowles still have a job after that downfall? I don't know. Maybe it's just one of those things where it's like you don't know. It's like, well, you don't want to replace the coach right now and everything, but as you said, you can't struggle on your side of the ball, and that was very disappointing. I'm like, you one of the great defensive minds that's left over at least. I thought the issue with Bowles was going to be he was too conservative because he still had that old school mindset. I thought that was my concern. But when you can't get your side of the ball right, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get fired. You're going to get let go and somebody's going to replace you. So they definitely got to get that right. You can't always put it on Baker. Baker started out hot, and then he just kind of fizzled out. I mean, maybe he was dealing with injuries. I mean, that's what I would speculate. But they got to get back. It's like they're one of those teams where they got to get back to the foundational roots and everything. You get back to what you're good at. I mean, between them and Baltimore, even Pittsburgh, it's like they got away from who they were and playing deep in that defensive side of the ball. And that's something that's got to get fixed. So Tampa Bay, fix that defense. But it should be improved division. It should be.
Yeah, we say that every year, and it never turns out to be that way with this team. I'll start with the Atlanta Falcons. I agree. I think they need to figure out this quarterback situation. Like you got Michael Penix with the ACL. He already has multiple knee injuries, and plus he's an older quarterback. Kirk Cousins. Do they keep him? Do they go in the draft? Do they get a young quarterback? Do they try to get a Ty Simpson or something like that? Do they get a Carson Beck? Do they go that route? I think they should strongly consider something like that. Obviously, they need to figure out if they're going to keep Kyle Pitts and Drake London. And I hear what Chris said, that these guys, they showed this year that they can be number one picks, but can they consistently be that? You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I think I got to see it more than 1 year. And then obviously Drake London still deals with the injury. Like he had an injury this year too, and I get it, it's football, but I got to see it another year. Am I willing to commit long-term years to Kyle Pitts or Drake London? I don't know. Like the potential is there. If I had to pick one, I would probably say more so Drake London than Kyle Pitts. Me personally, if I had to pick one, I would probably do that. Obviously, they need to add some addition to that defensive side too. But it all comes down to what coach they get. You know what I mean? I think they need a breath of fresh air. Can Matt Ryan provide that? I don't know. We'll see. I think it'll be good to have him in the building. You know what I mean? I think it's always good to have a football mind in there. So we got to wait and see on that. Next up, I'll do let's do the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers, look, man, you got to figure out this running back situation. Obviously, what's my man's name that keeps getting hurt? We liked him when he first came out, but what's his name?
Chuba Hubbard.
Not Chuba Hubbard. The other one. The one that drafted, but he keeps tearing his ACL.
Oh, Jonathan Brooks.
Brooks, yeah. Like we loved him when he came out, but my man can't stay healthy. Chuba Hubbard, I like him, but he's never really consistent. I feel like he always starts the year off strong, and then he kind of fades. Like Rico Dowdle.
I think he came into this year hurt too. So.
Oh, okay. So do they kind of like get younger in that position? I agree. They need to add another weapon next to Tet. I think it will just help this offense. Like I think you can't get that with Xavier Legette. I don't know what's going on.
Although I do say that.
No, go ahead.
I don't mean to keep cutting you off, but
no, you're good, brother. You're good.
I will say Jalen Coker has made it.
No, I like Coker. Coker look good.
He's the number two. He's the number two.
I like Coker a lot. I agree with you. I think a Sadiq would be perfect fit for this team. Or even the case if you want to give like a veteran tight end in that situation, like do you call the Baltimore Ravens, see if like maybe Mark Andrews or maybe Isaiah Likely or something like that.
He's a free agent.
I think I like Likely a lot. I think he could be definitely a true number one tight end. I think he could be up there. I think he could easily be a top 5, top 6 tight end in this league. So I think, do you make that call? Obviously, I love the back end of the defense. Do you add another piece, like maybe a safety or something like that? Like I like Morig, but you could always upgrade that position. I loved him when he was on the Raiders, but you can upgrade him. We know who he is as a player, and he's a good player. He's a Sunday player, but you could always get better and maybe find an elite. Could they be the potential if they can find an elite safety? Gotta wait and see. That's it with the Panthers. Next up, let's do the Saints. I agree with Chris. He came out of nowhere. Like it's not he came out of nowhere. It's just that he was an older quarterback and we didn't know what we was gonna get. And obviously the veteranship that he did have with coming out of college, it definitely helped because you saw a veteran leading quarterback that led this team. I think the Saints need to sprinkle in a lot of youth on this squad. You know what I mean? They are an old team. You got to figure out what you want to do with Alvin Kamara. I think they need to get youthful on that back end as far as like the running back position. I do think they need to add another receiver, especially with them trading Rashid Shaheed to pair up with Chris Olave. I could see being a Pickens situation. I wouldn't mind that. Maybe this could be a Brandon Ayuk situation. Maybe this could be, maybe somebody available in the trade. Maybe, maybe they get froggy with AJ Brown and maybe see what's up with that. You know what I mean? It's a possibility. Again, you even kind of said Mike Evans, maybe potentially that could be a Mike Evans thing. He may be comfortable with being in the AFC South. And, I think people should have a lot of belief in Shook. And then obviously, you got Kellen Moore as a coach. I think this offense is only going to get a little bit better. We saw what he meant to that Eagles squad. So, and then obviously, again, it comes back to integrating youth, especially on that defensive side. Get a little younger. They were flying around a little bit, but I think Cam Jordan, I'm assuming he's not going to be there next year. So that's just something to kind of like look forward at. And then last but not least, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't know why they kept as the head coach. I don't know. I do not know. I really don't know. And I love supporting my Black brothers and sisters, but I don't know, man. It's just this year kind of gave me just that it might just be time to get a new voice in that locker room, especially kind of the way the year just kind of ended. They need to figure out this running back situation. I believe Bucky Irvin should be the true number one, but I get it. I just don't think this system needs to be a multiple running back system. I think Bucky Irvin needs the touches. Like he can be an every down back. Obviously, you have a legit backup. You got Tucker back there. Obviously, you said Rasheed White is he's a free agent this year.
He's a free agent, yeah.
So Rashad White. So obviously he won't be there. So, but you got Tucker. I think Tucker showed a little bit, especially in goal line situations. Obviously, like Mike Evans, he's a free agent. Is he a free agent? Is that what he is? I don't expect him back, but just the depth that they have on this wide receiving core, you can use that money elsewhere, especially on that defensive side. So maybe you can add some beef. Maybe some. Obviously, I think they need a pass rush desperately on this team. I don't think they can get to the quarterback at all. The back end, it's not bad. Like you got some pieces on the back end, but obviously you could always upgrade that. So that's just kind of my thoughts with the Bucs. What happened?
Gabe Davis tore his ACL.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. The way that looked, yeah. Prayers out to him and prayers out to Kittle, man. Tough injuries.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Well, it's a good segue. Let's go ahead and get into Wildcard Weekend.
Wait, Kenneth Walker's a free agent next year?
Yeah. Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall, Rashad White, Tyler Algier. It's a good year to get you a running back. It's a good year, man. That's why I said Chiefs might just be. I mean, the rumor is they're going to look for a running back in free agency. So
Kenneth Walker might be that guy. I like how he runs that ball.
I do like Kenneth Walker. All right, man, let's talk about Saturday. We had two games. We had Rams versus Panthers. This game was closer than what people were expecting. People were thinking that the Rams was going to go in there and blow them boys out. But Panthers stood pat. They were right there with them. Ted McMillan, Jalen Coker was balling. They had a really good offensive showing. The Rams, they had a good showing. Puka Nacua was amazing, even though he dropped a few passes. But when they needed him the most, he showed up. Devontae Adams, same thing. And at the end of the day, Matthew Stafford made the plays that they needed to make at the end. And unfortunately, the Panthers didn't. Jimmy Horn Jr., he dropped the pass. It was low, but, still hit his hands. He still got to catch it. But ultimately, the Rams survived, beat the Panthers 34-31. 34-31. They survived, and they're moving on. So what were y'all thoughts on this game?
It was an entertaining game. It's like at first it was like the Rams were going to mess around and blow them out, and then you had a couple of miscues and stuff like that. I know toward the end of the half, the Rams really should have had a bigger lead than what it was going in because Puka Nacua dropped a wide open pass. That was a touchdown, but it is what it is. It came down to one of those things where is that you can't allow these elite quarterbacks. I mean, you can probably count like people like Mahomes, Allen, Stafford. You can't leave them that had the ball and then only have 30 seconds left. It just doesn't happen that way. And the inexperience on that last drive kind of showed up and came back to bite them. But I appreciate the fight that Carolina gave, though. They went down. It's like they went down swinging. It was a very entertaining game. It was a good way to kick off the playoff season. So good season by Carolina. The Rams advance. How will that go when they face their next opponent? Should be interesting.
This Rams need to fix this cornerback situation quick because they look terrible. They look bad. There was even moments where this defensive line couldn't even get no pressure on Bryce Young. You know what I mean? So I think that's something they got to worry about, especially going into next week. Like, it's not going to get any easier as these weeks go on. I feel like this offense has remained consistent, but this defense has started slowly like just devaluing who we've been seeing like the majority of this year, minus maybe the last month. So I think that's something McVay and this coaching staff are going to have to fix. And that special teams. They got to resolve all that if they're going to have any chance to win the next week. So besides that, man, shout out to the Panthers though for playing tough. I think that should, give some uplift to this team, maybe some more confidence to Bryce Young, and maybe open up this offense a little bit more. Evaluate. We kind of already went over the NFC South a little bit and what they need to do. So I'm not going to regurgitate what we just said, but they should have high hopes. But with the Rams, they got to fix that back end on that defense. If they don't, they're not winning next week.
Yeah, for sure. Then we had the night game. We had the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. Chicago came back from a big deficit, winning 31-27. The first half was all Green Bay. They went up 21-3 going into the half. I know McManus, which was a story, he missed a few kicks that probably bit Green Bay in the ass too. But also in that second half, I just think that Ben Johnson and the defensive coordinator for the Bears made some adjustments, and the Bears offense just started rolling. Colston Loveland was amazing in this game in the second half. He was balling. DJ Moore had a touchdown. And it just came down to when they needed it the most. Caleb Williams was amazing, dog. He made some plays that maybe three quarterbacks you could see. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes could make. Like, I think it was 4th and 4. He made that throw to Rome Odunze. It was just he just threw it he just threw it up, and Rome was right there. And that was just one of many. Like, Caleb Williams showed why he's the number 1 overall pick in the second half, and he made the plays when he needed to. There were some drop passes from the Green Bay. I think Jalen Reed, if he catches that one pass on that last drive, if he doesn't score, he's at least down to like 15, like making it easier for them to score. So there were some few other drives. Romeo Doubs, even though Romeo Doubs had a really good game, I know Maul doesn't really like Romeo Doubs, but I do think he'll make a little money in free agency. Somebody's going to pay him something to be their number 2 wide receiver for sure. But look, man, shout out to the Bears. They showed up when they needed to show up, and Green Bay, they gotta figure this out, man. If they're gonna keep Matt LaFleur, they got to get better in wide receiver. Me and Maul have been calling for them to get better at wide receiver for years. They might need to get younger. Even though I do like the Wilson kid, they might need to get younger at running back. Josh Jacobs ain't getting no younger, and with the Michael Parsons injury, they might have to booster up this defensive line because his presence was definitely missed in this game. So, shout out to the Chicago Bears. They're moving on, and Packers are not.
Well, I said it earlier. They basically played the same way they've been playing all. I mean, what you do basically in the practices in the regular season is going to show up in the postseason. That's exactly what happened. Packers came out smoking, disappeared in the second half. Bears come out flat, then they wake up in the second half, and that's why they are the cardiac Bears. Now, how that looks as far as going forward, the Bears losing their linebacker was a huge blow. Although they got through it, it's going to be something that's going to be a story going into next week. I'm liking this Bears team, what they're doing, and of course, with Ben Johnson, I love the energy that he's putting into that room and whatnot. I mean, they're a really good story. I mean, basically the way that the whole thing panned out for the Green Bay. I mean, and Maul been saying it all year long and everything. They not that good, and it showed up. They good when they want to be, but when it comes to the clutch, they just didn't have the. It's like the clutch gene was broken this year. And you saw in a lot of these bad losses, they could have had a higher seed had not been some of these losses. But I mean, I think they closed out the season losing 4 straight or something like that too. So he said you can't expect to be amongst the elite and continue to move on. It's like you always see it. The hot team always knows how to move on and persevere and go through. But when you're coming in cold and struggling and limping into the playoffs, it just don't work that way. So that's why the Bears are moving on. Shout out to Caleb Williams, man. He shined the moment. I said it last week. I said I got a feeling that Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams are going to have some of their sleep. I didn't see it happening like this now. I did not predict it like that. But Caleb Williams is just continuing to mature in this league. Shout out to him. Shout out to Ben Johnson. Shout out to the Bears organization. And shout out to just the Bears country, period, man. They deserve this win, every bit of it.
Nah, yeah, man. Look. Everybody knows how I feel about this Packers team. Look, like I'm not going to sit here and pat myself on the back, but I've been trying to tell y'all, man. Look, man, just because bruh throw like Aaron Rodgers don't mean he Aaron Rodgers. Like, just because it's – and I get it. Like, they – with all due respect, the Packers did suffer some severe injuries with Micah Parsons, Tucker Kraft. I think he was a huge part of this offense. You know what I mean? I think he was their number one weapon. So I get it. If they have these weapons, is the story a little bit different? Most likely it probably is. So I ain't going to beat them down too much. But at the end of the day, this team has a lot to work on. I think they have an identity. They need to kind of figure out, like, who do you want to be? Do you want to be a passing offense, or do you want to be able to run the ball, establish that, and then play off the play action pass? I just think they need to figure out what the hell they want to do. Obviously, this defense, they needed Micah Parsons desperately. They have a lot of stuff they need to work on. But overall, the Bears, shout out to the Bears. Caleb Williams made an insane throw where he jumped off both of his feet, and it was just the perfect pass. Like, him and Patrick Mahomes probably have the best throwing ability at anybody in the league. And I don't even think it's close. Like, he's up there. And it's just something about this Bears team where it kind of makes you, like, obviously they got a ton of confidence. Like, Ben Johnson just fills it in there. I love the hate he has for LaFleur and that Packers team. Like, I don't know if y'all saw the post-game stuff where they were in the locker room and stuff like that. I put it on their TikTok. I was like, I can't wait for my Raiders to be like this, man. I really can't. And hopefully we can get that one day. But it just shows the love that they have for each other. Now, God bless that the Bears won this game, because a lot of those Caleb Williams videos of him yelling and screaming on the sidelines, he would have been crucified today if they would have lost that game. We all know what it is. So I'm happy for that brother for showing out. Hopefully this puts a lot of doubt that people have always had with Caleb Williams. We all know he has the talent. It was just that he had to get somebody that believed in him and could put him in the right direction. And Ben Johnson is that guy. Colston Levin is turning into one of the top tight ends in this league. And I saw it when he was in Michigan, but now he's really established himself as the guy. Like, Cole Kmet has kind of like just withered off. I wouldn't be surprised if he might be a trade opportunity for somebody who might need a tight end, because I think Cole Kmet could still be a really good tight end. I love the running back duo that they have. DeAndre Swift does not get talked about enough. Mungwai does not get talked about enough with this offense. DeAndre Swift, he might be the MVP of this offense. I really believe that. He's been a top running back all year. It seemed like he's been rejuvenized, man. He's looking like prime DeAndre Swift with a mix of LaShawn McCoy. He's looking like all that. You know what I mean? So he looks really good. So it just might be their year, man, because they're winning all these close games. We got to see how they perform against the 49ers. 49ers next week? That's gonna be
the Rams.
They got the Rams. My bad. So look, man, the Bears might have a field day with that Rams defense. I'm just saying, DJ Moore look really good. Colston Levin. It might be a long day for the Rams, man. It just might be their time for them to actually have an opportunity to make the Super Bowl. So shout out to the Bears, man.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's go to the Sunday night slate. Buffalo Bills beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 27-24. The first half, it was just kind of a back and forth thing. Neither offense was really doing anything. Personally, I think the biggest mistake in this game came in the second quarter. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they had it at their I want to say.
Oh, when they got that turnover, the pick.
Yeah, they were down at I think they was at the Buffalo 7. It was 4th and 2. my brother, you got to take the points.
Yeah.
You got to take 3. It's early in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I get you trying to be aggressive, and you got Josh Allen on the other side, but you got no situational football. And I think that's what cost you because you lost by 3.
That was a very Dan Campbell moment. It's like, and we've seen that in history. It never works well. It's like it's one thing too. To throw another point though, a lot of these games, a lot of teams were aggressively going for a 4th down this year. I'm like, wow, it's interesting.
Yeah, it was 4th and 2. It was like 11 minutes in the second quarter. Take the 3. Take the 3. You would have been tied up at that time. You would have been up. You'd have been up 10-3 at that time. So you wouldn't have been chasing that 3. And at the end of the day, Josh Allen in the second half, he made the plays that he needed to make. He did. You got to give him his love. You got to give him his flowers. Me and Ma will be the first one on here to tell you about Josh Allen when he makes mistakes. But we got to be fair and show love when he makes – his running game wasn't good yesterday. James Cook only had like 46 yards. He was like probably 3-point-something yards a carry. So it wasn't like James Cook was running all over these dudes. It was all Josh Allen. Shout out to Brandon Cooks, though. Brandon Cooks made some plays. He showed he still got a little tread on the tires. Khalil Shakir made some plays. Dalton Kincaid looking like a good tight end. He made some plays too. So, and that defense, when they needed to make some plays, they made some plays. So I got to show love. Buffalo, they showed why. They showed like they're the veteran team. They've been here before. They've been in these playoffs. Josh Allen, he made the plays when he needed to make them. There were some times when Trevor Lawrence looked a little shaky. It was some times. I don't blame that last interception on him because it hit the receiver in his hands and it just bounced up. So, or the defender made a good play on Jacoby Myers and it just popped up. It was interception, game over. But I still just think that not kicking that field goal in the first half bit him in the ass because at least you would possibly been going in overtime. You'd have been tied up. You'd have been going to overtime and you would take your chances in overtime. So, but shout out to Buffalo. They're moving on. In Jacksonville, y'all had a good season, but back to the drawing board.
Yeah, you can't be one of those teams where just overthinks and understands like you're trying to be aggressive. You want to be the aggressor in this league, but you got to know when to take the points. I mean, we've seen it in past times and everything. We seen with Detroit where they had their opportunity. They didn't go for the points. They decided to get greedy, and it cost them. And you can make the same argument in this game. It's like you can say that moment itself. It cost them. You can't give Josh Allen the slightest. You can't even give him really the slightest crack in the door. Otherwise, you're going to take advantage of it, and that's exactly how everything unfolded. And you just got to. I mean, the Bills advance. I don't know what I was thinking picking against them this week, but it is what it is.
I'm not gonna beat them up for going on the 4th down because we saw plenty of kickers missing extra points.
That's Cam Little, That's Cam Little.
Cam Little missed a field goal. What are we talking about? He missed a field goal.
But before then,
I hear you. I'm not gonna punch him because low key. Like Trevor Lawrence had that first down. If he doesn't slip, he had the first down.
But I'm just saying,
it was a great play call.
It was, but you don't run into that issue if you just take the point. That's all I'm saying.
But I just think it was a situation where I just think he trusted that defense against this Bills offense. I get it, you're playing against Josh Allen, but the only person that really scares you is Shakir, maybe, and James Cook. But that defense had James Cook on lock, minus maybe a couple big plays, but. Like that backing on that defense, you know what their problem was? I think they blitzed a little too much. I think they got a little bit too blitz happy because I think you just play back. You have a spy on Josh Allen where you try to cage him in there, and you just defend everybody else. Like I just think they blitzed it too much to the point where you had so many wide open lanes. Then there was moments where you had Keon Coleman just get wide open for no reason because they misread the coverage or he played down too hard on the zone. Like you just saw so many mistakes on that back end there. If you just clean that up, I think the Jags win this game. It's not like the Bills was just so dominant. And then the Bills by the grace of God, they got lucky because it looked like Josh Allen might have tore his ACL when he rushed in for that touchdown. Yeah, when he was holding his knee. So he's banged up already with the foot. Now you got the knee, then you got the hand. Like my man is literally bruised up. And look, this Bills defense, shout out to them. You know, they held it on. But Trevor Lawrence, man, he just went back to the Trevor Lawrence the sunshine we hate. You know what I mean? A lot of floaters. Like, it didn't seem like he was driving the ball in. There was a couple moments where I was talking to a homie when we were watching the game. It's just like, man, just zip it in there, bro. Throw your arm straight. Like, if you just zip it in there, I think there's better opportunity. Now, the last play, I think, was just a great defensive play on that defensive back. It was a great defensive play. There's nothing about Trevor Lawrence. It was just great defense. But at the end of the day, it's just like the Jags. That's what it is. I think if you had Travis Hunter on that defensive end, I think it could have been a little bit different because I think you have a lockdown corner. Then I think you can play you could do the blitzes because you have a lockdown corner with Travis Hunter. So, and I think he would have been a major difference. But overall, I like the direction that the Jags are going. Shout out to the Bills. They played the best that I thought they could play, minus the circumstances of what they had on offense. And they moved on to the next round. So,
referee, there was some times when y'all had some spots from footballs when Buffalo was running.
Oh yeah. No, I know.
It was some spots.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't think that was the first down.
Even the little tush push that they had that looked like it was about to be touched. I'm like, bro, you could have called this play dead like 3 seconds ago because that shit was stalled at the goal line at the line of scrimmage for a minute, but.
Yeah, they were tricky with those too, especially
at the end of the day. Look, we know what the NFL wants. We know what the NFL wants, man. They know they want this Bills team to make it to the AFC Championship, if not the Super Bowl. So we know what's up. Broncos, be prepared. Broncos, be prepared.
For real. Then you had the afternoon game, the San Francisco 49ers versus the Eagles. They end up beating them 23-19. Look, man, this game went about as what I thought it was going to go. Everybody thought that the Eagles was just going to run shop over this defense, and no, they have not showed that all season. Their offense has been terrible, man. Been bad. And it showed in this game, man. Like, same issues, same problems. Jalen Hurts can't get the ball to certain receivers, and, the run game was, inconsistent. Even though Saquon had a really good game, it came in, like, ebbs and flows. Like, my problem with this offense is Saquon isn't he's good. He's really good. He's still one of the top running backs in this league, but he doesn't look like he's special like he was the year prior. And so this offense just struggles. And then A.J. Brown dropping passes. And then, Jalen Hurts throw a floater or, zip one that it's off, a tick here, a tick there. The offensive line is not as good as it was last year either. A holding penalty, false start, stuff like that, just stalling out drives. Shout out to Robert Saleh. If anybody got them a job after this weekend was Robert Saleh. Because what he did with that defense, with them pieces, putting tape and chicken wire on that defense, and have that performance, like, hey, you can't ask for no more from your defense. You can't.
Yeah.
You got what you needed from your defense to win that game. CMC, he made plays when he needed to make plays. Jennings made plays when he needed, even the little trick play he did to CMC. Look, man, shout out to the 49ers, man. They deserve to be here. Kyle Shanahan is still one of the great coaches. Give that man a lifetime contract. Give him a lifetime contract because he deals with this every season. Injuries, special his top talent always out for the season. Lost Kittle to Achilles yesterday, and they still just show up. He gets the best out of his rosters. He always does. And shout out to Kyle Shanahan. Y'all need to rip up whatever contract you got for him. Give him a lifetime contract because he just gets the best out of any roster that you give him. He's still one of the top 3 coaches in this league. So
gotta win the big one. You gotta win that big one. He gotta win the Super Bowl sooner or later. He has to.
He does. He does. I get all that. But at the end of the day, it's just like, my man, what you want me to do? Like,
win the big game. Stop overanalyzing your calls. You were up 30.
I got practice squad players out here, dog. Like, but still, I hear you though. He does need to win the big one. But shout out to the 49ers. They ended the Eagles season and sent their ass home.
This is why I picked the 49ers outside of that whole Kittle situation, which kind of takes a turn. But at the same time, be optimistic about that. I said it. This is really the 49ers postseason to lose, realistically, because of where it is, how they've been performing, everything. And they've been having that next man up mentality. Even when Mac Jones had to step up early in the season when Purdy was out, that just comes to show how the next man stepped up and everything, the pieces. You saw the difference that Trent Williams makes when he's in the game versus when he's out. He was out, I think, was that versus Seattle game or whatever it was, and they lost that game. It's such a huge difference. Jawan Jennings and everything, for him to perform, and I saw him chewing out one of the receivers because he wasn't even set up right and everything. You need that kind of energy on your team. And you saw it come into fruition just the way, and they deserved every bit of that win, the way everything unfolded. We talk about, it's like a lot of people are talking about how the Philadelphia blew that game. We talk about A.J. Brown and everything, but we got to give 49ers a lot of credit. And especially with Salah, though, like you said, you hit the nail around the head. He deserves to be a head coach. And I believe Salah is that missing piece, and where Shanahan can really focus on his side of the ball, especially with the absence now of Kittle. It's a huge one, but I think the next person will actually be able to step up. He'll figure it out. I think with him on that side, and then he don't have to worry about the defense because Salah's got that defense on lock. He's taking care of business in that. They're going to have a tall task on next week, but do I think they'll get it done? Absolutely. As long as it's the 49ers to lose. They got every incentive to go out there and win and to believe that they can do it no matter who's in, who's out. Just don't lose your quarterback. Otherwise, and that'll really put you in a hole. But
I don't know, Mac Jones.
I don't know. I mean, I've seen that story before because with the 49ers, I mean, it's set up for them to get there. It really is. And, you know, we can talk about all the different things that was going on with Philly. I wasn't surprised by that train wreck by the Philadelphia Eagles. I wasn't surprised at all. It was like with Jalen underperforming and the whole distraction and A.J. Brown and everything, that was nothing new. But the 49ers, they adjusted. They took care of business. They did what they needed to do. I'll say probably the only concern I had was what was the weather going to be? What they're going to be dealing with snow and the elements that they weren't used to, and that you don't get in Southern California, or they're going to be take care of business and everything, and the elements just worked out for them. I think I was just off on the score by a little bit, but it went out exactly the way it was supposed to go. Shout out to the 49ers. They got it done.
Shout out to DeMarcus Robinson, old chief. Well, he was giving Quinyon Mitchell the blues in that first quarter.
Speak of DeMarcus Robinson, can that dude run a straight line? Because even when he caught that long pass to open up the game, that dude was running in zigzag. I'm like,
you know how he is, man. If he had just ran straight, he probably would have scored.
Exactly. He scored later on that drive
He
anyway.
He would have scored on that long pass. He would have scored on that. He kept zigzagging. I'm like, dude, just go straight. Ain't nobody there.
And I saw that. I said, this got to be the residue of Andy Reid telling him to do something stupid or something like that. It make no sense. But
when he was with us, he would like to catch the ball and run like 7 yards backwards.
Yeah.
Then he went to the Rams and learned how to run straight.
Right.
So,
but shout out to the Niners. They moving on. Simple as that.
Yeah, shout out to the Niners, man. I gotta put respect is due. Brock Purdy, he's it, man. He deserved that. He deserved that contract. You know, I can't say nothing no more about him. And Christian McCaffrey, man, he still looks a legit elite. Again, you know, prayers out to Kittle. You know, tough to see him go down with that Achilles injury. Who knows if that's gonna be career ending or not. But they do have a great backup that I do like. Tongas, I think that's what he says. He's really good, so I think they'll be fine as far as like on the offensive side. Just imagine if Brandon Ayuk was in this offense healthy and being a part of this, and you know,
no man,
this team would have been. This team is dangerous. Obviously, Ricky Purcell, I don't think he played on Sunday.
No, he didn't.
But you know, hopefully he can come back. You know, this coming week. You know what I mean? If he comes back, that'll be another explosive weapon that they could have. Being a part. Juszczyk, he got a couple first downs that were kind of key. So you know, we got to praise out to him and this defense, man. Robert Saleh, man, he's always been one of the great defensive minds in this league, man. And for him to do what he's done without Bosa, you know, potentially, you know, this is another week closer where they could potentially get Fred Warner back. If you can get Fred Warner back on this defense, then that's even way better for them. So that's something to keep an eye on. I don't know if he's going to be able to play against the Seahawks. I think the earliest they said he might be able to play is probably the NFC Championship game.
Kyle Shanahan, most likely. He already debunked it. He already said that they're not opening the window this week. So
yeah. So I think if they win this week, I think maybe it might be a little bit more likely that he maybe be able to come back for the NFC Championship game. There are videos about him looking ready to go. So maybe they just want to give him another week just to make sure. But shout out to him. And then look, the Eagles, that play calling was atrocious. That offensive play calling was basic as hell. Like the whole year has just been basic. I was telling Flanagan, man, I was like, I didn't see one motion the whole game with that offense. They are literally just in position and they just went and go and win. They went and gone. Like they didn't do nothing to try to identify zones. Like Jalen Hurts threw bad balls all game. Saquon looked good. Tank looked really good. I think the running game looked pretty good. I think they were kind of hoping, banking on Lane Johnson being able to play, but unfortunately he was not able to play. That could have helped them. AJ Brown, look, I love AJ. He had some bad drops, man. I know a lot of people are like
investigated.
Look, I know he had a lot of bad drops, and I know people keep bringing up him asking, for more targets and this and that, and people bringing up games where they target him a lot and they end up losing the game. Like, look, AJ Brown is an elite receiver, but let's be honest, this offensive coordinator didn't do this offense any justice at all. I loved them a lot more when they were under the center than they were in shotgun. That offense looked way better. They were able to, because when you're under center, it's hard. It keeps the defense respectable, at least. You know what I mean? Especially with the way their running game was going. So you could play off a play action pass. It was a little bit easier. Guys, it's just the receivers are getting open. When they're under center, they were moving. The offense was going. Then they got away from it, and they just kept going in shotgun, and they just went back to what we were seeing all year.
That sounds familiar, Mark.
You know what I mean? So I think AJ Brown is gone. That offensive coordinator is gone.
They said they already made an announcement. They're talking about they're going to be gone and making those offensive changes, get rid of their
They better do it quick. They better do it quick because Mike McDaniel, he going to be gone. Look, these guys are going to get snatched up soon. Once John Harbaugh makes his decision, everybody, it's going to be domino effect after that. You know what I mean? So he better hurry up. You know what I mean? Because you can get some. Because look, if Mike McDaniel could get a head coaching job, he's going to take the head coaching job over the OC job. That's just the reality of the situation. So you better hurry up with all those decisions. And then AJ Brown, I'm be curious to see where he goes. Obviously, if he gets traded, I think it'll be around draft time when he does. So shout out to the Niners, man. I think they legit have a chance to make the Super Bowl this year for sure.
No, think about it. McDaniel may not actually be a bad fit in New York at all. Then you got Dart, you get your receiver back, and you got the Rhino back there and the running back.
Scatterboo.
Yeah, may not be bad.
And I like Tyron Tracy Jr. Like I thought Tyron Tracy Jr. should have been the number one before I saw what Cam Scatterboo was. But again, me and Chris agree. Like I don't know how many more years you're gonna get a Cam Scatterboo, but like that shaking in the head shit every time. It's just very disturbing stuff to see.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Let's talk about the last game.
This game was ass.
Yeah, it was terrible. Patriots and the Chargers. Look, man, there's really nothing to talk about.
No, there is something to talk about. Let's talk about the overhypeness of Justin Herbert. Like when we gonna be real about Justin fucking Herbert, dog? Stop putting him in the category as he's like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. He ain't even Drake May. Like, bro, what are we talking? He ain't even Jaden Daniels. What are we talking about, dog? This man is the most overhyped quarterback ever. He has all the intangibles in the world. He has the arm, he has the legs, but my man sucks in the playoffs, dog. He don't win big games, bro.
Can I say something?
Go.
They made the Patriots defensive line look like they was the Texans defensive line last night. Like,
I hear you, but come on, dog.
That offensive line was terrible, dog.
Let's stop. Let's stop with the excuse. But see, that's another excuse for Justin Herbert. That's another excuse for Justin Herbert. What do the great quarterbacks do, bro? What do they find a way to win the game, bro? I'm sorry. You act like, come on, man. We got to stop the bullshit,
bro. You can't do nothing when the defensive line is in your face,
brother. You make the proper calls. You make the plays. He missed a lot of throws too. Like I get it, he was getting pressured, but he missed a lot of throws, man. He really did, bro.
His clock was sped up, dog. His clock.
All right, man. I seen quarterbacks who didn't have the best O lines and they still produced. I saw Patrick Mahomes do it. I saw Jaden Daniels do it. I've seen Josh Allen do it. I've seen a lot of quarterbacks being able to do it. Now I'm not saying they got all the way to the championship because sooner or later those offensive line problems will fester in the playoffs and you will get bit in the ass. But my God, when are you going to win a fucking big game, bro? When?
I mean, 3 points. 3 points is a very poor showing.
That's embarrassing. I would give him more credit if it was like a 27-30 game and then the Pacers were just too good. Like, bro, you scored 3 points in the playoffs. You scored 3 points.
That was
what more excuses do we have for this kid, bro? Come on, man. You got one of the baddest white girls in the game, but I don't care about all that.
His running game wasn't that good either. Too.
Oh, that's another excuse. Oh, here we go.
I'm just saying, man. He was the running. He was the lead rusher.
Josh Allen's running game wasn't good on Sunday that he won.
It's just the Chargers as a whole. They just got outclassed in that game.
They did. They got outclassed. It was bad. It was bad. It was a terrible game. It was a terrible.
All right, man. We just gonna keep giving Chargers excuses. Right?
I'm not giving them excuses.
No, I ain't no excuse.
They lost. They got their asses kicked.
They were just bad.
I just don't want to hear them on the pedestal. I don't want to hear them as this elite team every year. Like they're not.
The defense showed up. They did.
Yeah. It did.
It's the offense that we got to point the finger at.
And who's the leader of the offense? Who's the leader of that offense? Okay. So what are we talking
Slater
about?
and Joe Alt was there. I think it would have looked different.
And they still would have lost. They still would have lost. They still would have lost. You know this, Chris. They still would have lost. You would have had Joe. You could have had Joe Alt. You could have had Lane Johnson. You could have had Jason Kelce. You could have had the best. You could have put the best O-line together, and Justin Herbert will find a way to lose that game.
I mean, Slater had been out since the beginning of the season. Alt had been out mid-season or whatever it was, and everything. So it's not like one of those situations where heck, even the Chiefs had a situation where they were in the postseason. They put up more points than that, and their offensive line got decimated like the week before. They had plenty of time to adjust.
But here's my thing, though. They've been missing these O-linemen since the beginning of the year. It didn't affect them. They made the playoffs with this O-line that they had. So what is the excuse? What's the excuse?
It bit him in the ass in this game.
Bro, you scored 3 points. You couldn't even score a touchdown, dog. What are we talking about?
He was on his back, man.
Come on, dog. Come on, man.
He made this defense.
At this point, just put the Chiefs jersey on him at this point, huh?
No,
you defending him like he Patrick Mahomes. God damn.
I'm just saying, man. I'm watching this game and I'm like, damn, my man getting his ass kicked tonight. That defensive line of the Patriots ain't that damn good. I watched it. It ain't that good.
I get it,
but sooner or later, put up a 9, but 3.
You just can't keep making excuses for this kid no more, man. I get it. His offensive line played bad that game, but come on, man. Change the protection. Do what you got to do to add another back there. Something. Do something.
Man, we all know Greg Roman is not a good OC.
He's terrible. He's terrible. He's not a good OC. I read a report that the Raiders interviewed him for head coach. I'm like, for what? For what? I think they're just doing their due diligence, man. They interviewed like 15 guys already.
And shout out to
15 guys.
Shout out to the homies Brody and Nova. They was talking about this last week. They said this game hinges on what Greg Roman do we get. And he was like, what? Are they going? Is he? Hopefully he's holding plays back. I said, ask Lamar Jackson if he's holding plays back.
Do you think it's time? I think this playoffs really showed that the old offensive coordinators got to go.
They do.
Like the old offense coordinators, they're outdated. Like these older coaches, it's just about that time where we've seen it with Pete Carroll. We're seeing it with some of these older OCs that it's just time, man. Like the way your schemes worked back in the day, it ain't working no more. And respectfully, I think it's time. Unless if you adapt to your ways and you change the schemes that you currently have into a more updated version, then okay, maybe come talk to us. But I think these guys are so stuck in their ways that they're not going to change, and it's just not going to amount to winning. It's just outdated offenses.
I agree. But hey, shout out to the Patriots. They got a home win. They in the divisional round, and they're gonna have to play better in the next round for sure.
Who would they play next week? The winner of the Texans. I think they're fair. I think they'll be favorites in whoever wins this game tonight.
Oh, of course, they should be. They're at home. So,
but man, we all know what the AFC Championship game is going to be.
Patriots and Bills.
Yes, we all know what that is. We all know. Come on, man. The script, as I said, man, the script is already written, bro. We know what's up. Come on, man. The NFL will pay big dollars to have Bills Patriots on Sunday night as the night game.
I think we're going to see a pair of round threes in the AFC and NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the Bears got a good shot. I think the Bears got a good shot.
It's just that linebacker going out for the Bears. So that was a huge blow. People followed it. People watched it though.
No, I'm not going to disrespect that, but This Rams team is terrible right now. It's not good defense right now.
Their defensive line has not been good in the past few weeks.
It has. The whole defense as a whole has not been good.
But I'm just saying they're not getting pressure on the quarterback.
They're not.
They were. Verse, Fisk, all them. They're not getting.
And you need that pressure with Caleb Williams. And even when you do get pressure, he's on Mahomes' level of escapability, dog. Like he is really the true definition of like look, if Mahomes, I'm gonna say this. I know this might sound sacrilegious right now, but if he can win some Super Bowls, he'll be like kind of like the Kobe version, the way Kobe was to Mike. Not saying Patrick Mahomes is Mike. Like I still think Tom Brady's the greatest of all time, but you guys know what I mean. As far as
I hear you.
Mimical build, I wouldn't say mimic, but it's just the play styles are very, very similar with Kobe and Mike, and then Pat and Caleb. Like they really are the same player. They really are. They are.
All right, man. Question for y'all: with the weekend over, which player had a rise and which player had fall? That changed their perception over the weekend.
Look at this again. Which player changed my perspective?
Yeah, but their perception of them, yeah.
Or perception. Oof. Let me look at this again.
I has to be Justin Herbert, man. Like Justin Herbert's perception has to change, dog. I'm sorry.
I think the consensus around Justin Herbert has been your sentiment, Mo. Like I think after last year, I think the national media, like calling Kyle Hurd and all them, they look at Justin Herbert. But I'm talking about the people, the fans. I've seen more fans say that Justin Herbert's overrated. I've heard way more people say he's overrated because last year I thought that. I thought the first year they was trying to say, oh, well, this, that, and the third. And then last year, I think he was just bad against the Texans. So I think last year I think people were like, yeah, he's overrated, blah, blah, blah. Don't put him up there with the Mahomes and the Allens and the Lamars, even Burrow. Don't put him up there with those guys. He's in that second tier. So to me, just personally, I look at Justin Herbert and say, well, I've already looked at him. So
yeah,
just like,
I hear you. Maybe on more national level, they need to wake up. You know what I mean?
My perception of Trevor Lawrence has been the same. Like it hasn't changed. It hasn't wavered. He's the same. What I've already thought of him. I think he's low. I think he's overrated. I think he's in that same tier as Justin Herbert. Talented quarterback coming out of college, and he hasn't lived up to the billing. Like he's good.
I feel like he's the same. Like I think he's good, but he leaves some things to be desired for sure.
I would say Caleb Williams has risen his perception.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he's risen his perception.
I think you have to because he doesn't have nearly the same weapons that he had years ago in that Super Bowl run, and then for him to be able to do what he's done, and now there's no Kittle, they're finding ways to be able to get it done. And so you got to throw Purdy. Yeah. Purdy would be number one. Caleb Williams would be number two, and then completely going the opposite direction would be Herbert number three.
And then maybe the Rams, the perception of the Rams.
The Rams as a whole, as a whole perception.
Of the Rams, and now you're looking at them like, oh no, they're the team that we all thought they were. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Chicago has a chance to do something. You know what I'm saying? To really shake things, and you could argue their offense is better than the Panthers' offense.
Yeah.
So
it's just I think that run game is going to be essential though for the Bears.
And you can run on those Rams.
Shout out to EB, by the way.
Yeah,
throwing out there.
Maybe our next OC again. But hey, shout out to the playoffs. This was a great playoffs weekend, man. It was a good stuff. Outside of that last game, the Patriots and the Chargers, all the other games were really, really good. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a great weekend. Great weekend.
All right, man. Y'all got anything else?
I do. I want to get your guys' opinion. I think this has been a hot topic on Twitter about this. I'm gonna play a clip. Obviously, this is about the Jacksonville Jaguars reporter. I want to play this clip for y'all, and I want to kind of get your thoughts on the whole situation because you do have certain reporters who were against what she did. So let me share this, and we can go.
it's over, but the conversation's not over.
No, it didn't end there. So after the game, Lynn Jones-Turpin with the Jacksonville Free Press shared a message praising the head coach. It was in a post-game news conference highlighting his leadership, resilience. A lot of people said she sounded like the auntie who was helping.
We needed it.
We needed it. We were all hurting, but take a listen to her response.
Just want to tell you, congratulations on your success, young man.
Thank
you. Hold your head up, all right? You guys have had a most magnificent season.
Thank
you. You did a great job out there today.
Appreciate
so you just hold your head up, okay?
Thank
and ladies and gentlemen, Duval, you the one.
All right, so Lynn is joining us today to talk more about why you made that decision. First, I had to give you a shout out. I mean, Lynn, today you're on the Today Show.
Yes.
You said you have been pinging left and right.
Yes.
You know, subscriptions going up for the Jacksonville Free Press.
Yes.
I mean, did you know this was going to throw you into the spotlight?
I did not. I really did not. I mean, it was a typical day. Go to the press box, and it was just an overwhelming day. I can tell you that this entire city, this town, our team, our city, and our coach, we were overwhelmed. I mean, and I really was not going to attend the press conference, but I left out. I was talking to a young man. I'm sure he know who he is, 23-year-old young man. We're just talking about the game. I'm telling him I'm from Michigan, this and that, and I'm giving him some words. He said, ma'am, he said, you need to go ahead and attend the press conference. So I went back, I went down, went through how we maneuvered through, and I sat there and was back there, and then coach, word up, coach. So coach came out. And his emotions, he was totally immersed, his feelings. He had tears, he bit his lip. And the issue is the question, not necessarily a question in the fourth quarter, in the fourth down, and the punt came through.
Right.
But my question was, keep your head up, young man. Yeah. Young man, this entire year, we have rooted for this team over more than 30 years. Do you understand what I'm saying? The stadium, the solemnness, we were rooting. I mean, it was packed. So he was like, yes, ma'am, thank you. So now I'm the new grandma.
Probably needed to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new auntie. And
so, Lynn, I do want to bring out, because this also has a lot of mixed emotions and how people are responding to this.
Yes.
So Adam Schefter wrote, this is an awesome post-game exchange between a reporter and Jags head coach. But then Mark Long, who's an AP reporter, kind of went in on this.
Yes.
And he said nothing awesome about this, called you fake media, said that you shouldn't even have been up there asking those kind of questions. So when you heard that, how did that make you feel?
I don't take no offense to it. Listen, I've been in this business more than 25 years. I've interviewed from Barack Obama to Terry Bradshaw to what's my guy named Tiger Woods. So he can say whatever he wants about fake news. I am a member of the Black Press, NNPA, the National Newspaper Association, that's been around more than 100 years. I'm the associate editor of the Jacksonville Free Press, one of the more than 230 African-American newspapers still printing in this country today. In Jacksonville, you had the Florida Star since 1955. We've been around since 1986. In Philadelphia, the Philly Tribune has been printing since 1884. In my hometown of Detroit, the Michigan Chronicle has been printing since 1935. So support the Black Press. So you can call me fake all you want to, honey. I've been doing this a long time.
Let me tell you something.
People know me. Yes, sir.
My cousin Lance, they're big Packers fans. They came down last year for
not
Jags.
The Packers. From Detroit. Go ahead.
So they are converts. And
all right, so that was kind of the gist of everything that has happened on a lot of reporters, particularly one race has been kind of upset on how she handled it. That that they viewed her as very unprofessional with dealing with that. So I just want to kind of get your guys' thoughts on this whole thing that exploded out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and go, because this was going to be part of my hell no to the media. Stan Everett, who, he's a well-known person on ESPN. Brooke Pryor, who Mark, I think you know who Brooke Pryor is. She was part of the KC. She came over to KC Stars. She had an agenda. Look, I ain't saying Tyreek Hill is perfect, but she had an agenda to get at Tyreek Hill and his past transgressions and other players, part of the Chiefs organization. And then that's how she went. Then she skipped town and went to Pittsburgh. And there, even Jamel Hill. Shout out to Jamel Hill, but she has some words to say too. I think this is ridiculous. Y'all sit up in there and waste time all day asking the most dumbest rhetorical questions to coaches, to players, owners, dumb shit. Like why are you asking that? Who cares? Like, how many times can somebody ask about why you didn't make this play? Why you ain't do this? Why you ain't do that? And y'all draw the line when a lady encourages a coach of a team that we didn't even think was going to be in this position. Like, that's where y'all draw the line. That's unprofessional because she showed some love to the coach and told him, "Hey, keep your head up, man. The future is bright for y'all." Pretty much what she's saying to him. And that's where y'all draw the line because she's encouraging them. We need more pressers like this where somebody's encouraging somebody and showing love, because this is tough. It's a tough loss for the city. You know, they thought they had a chance to go to the Super Bowl this year. They were playing really good football going into. They were the hottest team you can argue going into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And this lady comes up there and she told her how she went about doing this. But I don't see nothing wrong with this. This is her moment. If she wants to praise, she can praise. When you get your minutes and you want to ask about the negative, you can do that. I don't see nothing wrong with this. I don't see how this is unprofessional. Her showing love to the press. I know you get. Jamel Hill said you're supposed to be unbiased and all that. Man, bump all that. She was praising him because she felt in her spirit that he needed that.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee you, Liam Cohen, going forward, regardless of what happens to him going forward, he's going to remember that. When you tell the story of Liam Cohen, if he goes off to be a great coach, they're going to tell the story. In his first year, he's going to remember Lynn Jones from the Jacksonville Free Press said that to him.
That team will remember this.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So all y'all coming out all of a sudden, and the first person I saw was Brooke Pryor say this. And when I saw her, I was like, oh, here we go. Here we go. And it's like all y'all media members coming out mad at this woman, upset. The Mark Long dude talking about fake press. Why? Because she encouraged him. And you got to be disrespectful and go personal with the lady? Nah, bro, I'm not rocking. Shout out to Pat McAfee. I know a lot of people don't really care for Pat McAfee, but he went on his platform and gave that lady praise.
Absolutely.
So shout out to Pat McAfee. You know what I'm saying? All y'all media members, y'all take yourselves way too serious. We do not really trip on y'all like that. Yes. Do we sit in y'all press and we want to hear what we want to hear what the players got to say? We want to hear what the coaches say. We can give two shits about what y'all ask.
Only reason why we do care because you have the access and we don't.
Yes.
That's the only reason.
And 9 times out of 10, y'all be too scared to ask the hard pressing questions anyway.
Or don't ask it correctly.
Are y'all long-winded and ask a dumbass question?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like y'all talking about this lady wasting minutes and time and seconds and it's unprofessional. Y'all be unprofessional with some of the rhetorical dumb shit y'all ask. So shout out to Lynn Jones, man. I hope that she gets more subscribers to her editorial of Jackson Free Press. I hope she gets all that. I hope she gets more shine. I hope she does more press release. I hope that every national media brings her on the show. I hope she gets all that just to piss y'all off. I hope she piss all y'all off that got something to say about this lady.
I hope she get that. She experienced promotion, all that stuff, all that negative energy and stuff that was coming after and everything. You know, you want all that promotion and stuff like that for her. I mean, these people feed off of toxicity and all this other mess and everything, and not even just in the sports world, but in politics and all that stuff. We already have enough of that stuff. And somebody can't even say something encouraging. We've come into a sick time where we can't even acknowledge and praise somebody for giving praises. If we have to feel we need to shut it down and do all this other crap, which is absolutely unacceptable, ridiculous, and it's just sickening. I just don't understand. I didn't understand it. I saw it late last night, and it was worthy of a retweet, hearts, posts, all that stuff, because not everybody does that. We so quick to throw out the target for it, what they did wrong, what they didn't do, who did this, who didn't do that, and yada yada yada. But for her to go out there, it takes a level of courage just to be able to do that, to do the opposite. So shout out to her. I mean, whatever she has coming away, the good things and everything, the promotion, everything, I believe that for and everything. She's going to get a lot of attention the right way from the right people. But people like that, it's sickening. It's ridiculous. Need to go on somewhere.
When I'm gonna say this, man, this kind of hurts my soul. Because we live in today's world where everything is just so negative. Like everything is just feed off just negativity. We have a president who's just he is who he is, man. He's not good. He's beneath everything that is what a great human being should be involved. We have a group of people who are just feed off of negativity. We have the internet that feeds off of negativity. We have news people who feed off negativity. TMZ is the number one source of negativity. Mm-hmm. And I get it. A lot of that shit can be entertaining because a lot of people like to look at other people through their lives because they don't have to deal with it. But a great woman who just the sound of her voice just brings me back to my grandmother, who I miss every single day. We miss the essence of just uplifting people. Everything does not need to be just breaking down these people at the end of the day. And we finally have a moment where I'm sure it was a part of the press conference where he's probably been asked questions of why you made this call, why you do this on 4th down. And she's looking at him like, this is not the moment in time for me to continue to beat him. This is my time, like, to let him understand, like, look, I understand this team lost the game. And I get it. Fans are hurt. We see it in your eyes that you're hurt. And then the perception of you when you first came in here was just like, who's this weird dorky guy saying Duval? Like, we all laughed at it that moment. You know what he did? He created an environment that caused winning that this Jacksonville city has not seen since the early Brunel days. And obviously they had that one win against the Chargers when they came back from 27 points or whatever with Trevor Lawrence. So it's been a while. And I'm gonna be honest with you, that Jacksonville crowd was probably the liveliest crowd out of everybody, maybe minus Chicago. Mm-hmm. But they competed with the best crowds at all weekend, including college. That was one of the better crowds I've seen. So, man, like, you have this black woman who is trying to uplift this coach and be like, look, it's a tough loss, but we're proud of you. We see what you're doing. I'm like, I don't see what the issue is. What's the unprofessionalism of being nice? When did that become unprofessional to be nice? Like, at the end of the day, we got all the answers that we need. These media members need to stop acting like people who watch the game are fucking ignorant and dumb and don't understand what they see. We are not blind to what we see on our television screens. We do not need y'all to reiterate what we see through our eyes. People are not dumb. As Cris iterated, the only reason why we need any of y'all motherfuckers is because you guys have the access to give us the information that we need that we don't see in behind the scenes. That is the only reason. Besides that, we want to give two shits about a Jamel Hill. We want to give two shits about a Brooke, whatever her name is, or a Stephen A. Smith, or whoever else. Like this is ridiculous, man. Y'all are getting mad because she was nice to a coach, because she uplifted a coach. On top of that, he was a white coach. What would y'all have done if it was Deion Sanders in that moment? You really be crucifying her. She did that to a white head coach. And yeah, I'm gonna say white head coach because, bro, we see what's going on in this country today. In this country today.
No, it's true. You had to really make sure you iterate that for a black woman to acknowledge that to a white coach, because a lot of black women have particularly become targets. Had it been a white woman, probably not a word had been said. But because it was a black woman praising somebody in that situation where they're doing the ordinary, he felt the opportunity to take that and use her as a target board, and that's not okay.
Now you want to say she fake news? Man, she ran her credentials, dog. They're better than about 80% of y'all. What are we talking about? Y'all can't even sniff her shoes. No. What are we talking about? Respect this woman, man.
That's what she told you. That's what she told you.
Respect this woman, man. We need more of this. And I get it. People love the negativity and shit. Like, hell, I talk my shit about Justin Herbert. Hell, I talk my shit about Jordan Love. But I'm talking about the game. But when I do praise them when they actually do good. We don't always beat them down. We don't have to always beat them down. And we're not even national media. We do this for the love of just sport. We love to talk sports. You have this woman who has been on the national level. I'm sure she's asked all the hard questions. I'm sure she said some things that probably pissed some people off. Mm-hmm. But the one moment The one moment she wants to be nice to a head coach and just uplift him and let him understand the impact that he has had to this team, to the culture, and to that city. Even though they lost, that was a moment a lot of people will never forget because that shit ain't given, bro. I root for an organization who hasn't seen a moment like that in fucking decades. I wish I could have that moment, win or lose, just to see my team be able to be successful. But for these reporters to sit here and say fake news, her credentials should be removed, it was unprofessional. When did being nice being unprofessional, dog? Like, wake up, world, wake up. It's a lot of ignorant people that show their ass every day on these TVs, man. We see it every day. And I'm over this shit. I can't watch this shit no more, man. That's why I do it. That's why I love doing this shit, because I get to voice my opinion. I don't care if one person hears it or 15 million people hear it. Eventually, you may see it one day. I hope I could be as close to her in this kind of sports media shit.
Facts.
Because it's beyond ridiculous, man. A lot of these reporters, ever since they got the limelight on TVs, they all think they're the superstars. You're not. You're not Stephen A. Smith. I hate Stephen A. Smith. I'm not a fan of Stephen A. Smith. I like some of the things he's done for the black reporters and getting them in more high-end jobs as far as like in media. I will praise him on that, but there's a lot of shit that I've seen with Stephen A. Smith that has shown his true colors to me. So it's like I appreciate him for this, but I understand who the fuck he is. But it's I don't know, man. This shit really pissed me off. I really had to hear y'all opinions on it too. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't tripping, but
nah,
shit like this pisses me off, man. I'm like, when we gonna go at this lady who I said, man, she gives me grandmother vibes, man. We all need that, bro. We don't have that. We don't have that anymore, man. As a great philosopher Michael Irvin said, we're losing the recipe sometimes, dog, in certain situations, bro.
Yeah,
like we need figures like that. Like, we got these young grandmas who don't even know how to be grandmas no more, dog. Let's be real. People are losing the sight of love and uplifting people. Everything don't need to be negative. We see the shit with the shit that happened in fucking Minnesota. You got people actually debating what the fuck happened in Minnesota. That shit's dumb. That shit is ridiculous. That woman didn't have to lose her fucking life over her trying to leave a scene. When you see video that she didn't give a fuck what was going on out there. She was just trying to leave. And you murdered a woman who had a wife and some kids who will no longer see her because we have some punk ass motherfucker who want to pretend like he a goddamn cop and kill somebody in cold blood. But we're gonna sit here and try to understand and try to debate whether this was the right move. Like, what are we talking about? I don't know, this is way off topic from sports, but it just kind of coincides with everything with the way people view shit. We get this motherfucker in office and everybody just wants to leave humanity alone. That's not reality, dog. Wake the fuck up.
Yeah, it's a privilege to be able to do that. And I saw a black woman using her privilege in that platform to take advantage of an opportunity that even our ancestors didn't once have. You had to fight just to get an education. You had to fight just to be able to get into a room of those people, whether you were qualified or not. And she had all the credentials, and somebody else who was privileged and decided to take that opportunity to use that for negative and to use that for the worst possible situation. And I believe that what you do, what you say to other people is going to come around full circle. I strongly believe that. But people like her, you have to thank them just to be able to show that you can use that and all the work that she put in to get to that place. People need to see that. It's so easy to show all the negative stuff, but
I would
shout out to her.
These people would have more of a point if she did this every single time. Like, she never asked a hard question. She was just always nice. I would understand that then. We're talking about one moment where she was like, you know what, baby, it's all good.
She wasn't even gonna go.
She wasn't gonna go, but she went, and then I swear to God, she probably walked in already while it was going on. She sat back and she was just looking. She's like, do I need to ask this man another question that he's probably already asked? No way. Let me just do this, young man. You're doing good. You're doing good. It's okay to say that, man. It's okay to say that.
What if he didn't have that kind of mother or the grandmother to live to this day to be able to see those things or to hear that? That stuff matters. It takes a level of discernment, I guess, to really understand and see that's what this man needs, and that's exactly what she did.
And understand the moment, man. This is his first year as the head coach of the Jags, and he took them to the playoffs, won the division. No one expected the Jags to do that, and he did that. I would understand if this was like his fourth year. They missed and it's just the same situation over again. I get it. This is his first year, dog. Like, it's okay to uplift. It's not gonna hurt nobody. Well, how many questions can you ask about the game that have not already been asked? Like they feed, like, bruh, they give you the most PC answers anyway. Yeah. Like, the only time you're gonna get the real shit is in the backside. When it's one-on-one, when there's no cameras involved, when it's just like he trusts you. Yo, he's gonna actually trust her. So now she's gonna get all the information from him. You know what I mean? Build relationships. It's okay. She just did it in front of the cameras. When I'm sure all these motherfuckers who are complaining do the same shit without the cameras on them. And they probably be fronting on the shit because they want the story.
Yeah.
But come on, man. Let's stop this bullshit.
For sure. Shout out to Lynn Jones, man.
Yeah. Shout out to her.
Shout out to her, definitely.
Do y'all got any other flowers of the week?
Lynn Jones.
Yeah.
Give it to her. Give it to her.
It.
Just give it to her, man.
That's it.
That's it.
I guess we'll get a hell no to the meeting.
Well, actually, I got a bonus too for you.
I'll go for it.
So last week there were 2 incidents. I'm pretty sure y'all heard about it, about the school teacher or the faculty member that was messing around with them little kids in the elementary. Yeah, that one got released on the news. He was arrested. They charged him with lewdness, and there's still more charges to be brought up and everything. So then we need teachers to be teachers. You ain't supposed to be messing around with little kids. Let them say stop taking it.
A lot of more of that. You see a lot more of that.
It's getting out of hand. It's unacceptable. So you definitely on my hit list.
Leave the babies alone, man.
And number 2, I mean, I don't know what's going on. It just seemed like a lot of school issues and everything. Was the parent that got on the bus and decided to take off on the bus driver. Yeah, he decided to fight the bus driver when oh yeah, here it comes. You ready for it? Because he didn't register his daughter to get signed up on the bus. Instead of just registering on the bus, he was mad because the bus driver didn't take his child to school when all you had to do was register your child. So now you're on probation and got
because he beat up the bus driver because he didn't do his job.
Exactly. Yep.
This world is insane, bro. I don't understand human beings no more, dog. I do not. I really do not. People have lost their damn minds.
Yeah. It's all bad. It's all bad for sure. Yeah. All right.
Well, David Benavidez announced his next fight.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. Get your goddamn ugly ass on.
Who against who?
He will fight Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez on May 2nd.
The cruiserweight. Yeah, that's right. For sure.
Cool. Shakur is a couple weeks away. Can't wait for that one.
Yeah, same day as the Royal Rumble.
You sound upset about that, brother.
Hey, man, it's like, damn, man.
Get the two TVs, man. Split screen that shit, man.
Whatever. All right, Mark, man, we appreciate you coming on the show today, man. Like you said, man, you always welcome to come out here and shoot.
Always. Just let us know.
Talk sports with us, man. And yeah, man. Definitely look forward to the sports going on this week, man. We got the divisional round. We got the national championship next Monday, so see how the game goes on tonight. What's y'all thoughts on? I mean, you kind of already gave it. What's y'all thoughts on Pittsburgh and Texans before we get up out of here?
Go ahead, Mark.
Texans. It's going to be. I expect it to be a low-scoring game, but Texans going to get the job done.
I agree. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think the Texans defense is just too good. The only way this Pittsburgh Steelers team wins is if this running game can get any kind of motion. If they can't, it's going to be a long day.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. If you want to donate to the Chris Lamar podcast, you can donate to Chris Mall Podcast. We'll appreciate anything you want to donate to us. Whatever streaming platform you use, whether it be Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, wherever you use. We appreciate y'all. Follow us, subscribe to us. First time watchers on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification button. So when we go live on Mondays, usually at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and Wednesdays, 9-ish p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you could jump in the live, you could tap in with us, give us your opinion. You agree with us, disagree with us. We want to hear from you. If you're listening on the playback, leave a comment in the comment section, but subscribe to the channel. And whatever social media platform you use, whether it be X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, Twitch, wherever you use, you can follow us at Crystal and Ma. We will follow you back. We're just some regular guys who like to talk sports, music, movies, and all kinds of various other things. If you have a critique or you have feedback or you have a question or topic, and we like said question or topic, we will bring it up. We will shout you out because we want to show love to those who show love to us. So go ahead and hit us up via DM, emails, or our mentions. All right, good people. Have a good couple days. We will be back on Wednesday to talk about the divisional round playoffs. We'll have some NBA news, of course. Maul's random news. We'll get a little bit into the national championship and whatever else comes up these next few days. Maybe some coaching news for sure. Also, we'll delve into the AFC South. So till Wednesday, good people, you have a good rest of your day. We are out.